CumberlandSports.com. Don't miss a touchdown, three-pointer, home run, or goal. Local sports with a local flavor.
What?
Streamed globally. And now, it's game time.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to high school football tonight on Lake Cumberland Sports. We're 3 rounds deep into the playoffs. I'm Mike Curry's Chris Staten, and Pulaski County made the little jaunt up to Fort Thomas Highlands tonight to be entertained by the Bluebirds of Highlands. And if you follow high school football in Kentucky, this is a matchup of a couple schools that have only played twice in the past. It seems like more. I've witnessed both of those. This is a game that's going to decide who's going to play in the next week in the semi-state, or whatever term they use anymore. Pulaski County got here with a couple wins over West and East Jessamine. Highlands got here a little tougher path, but not really. They haven't been challenged yet. And if you've never been to Fort Thomas Highlands, it is a unique setting for football. Chris, your first trip here. Before we get into football, your impressions of Fort Thomas Highlands.
We've talked a little bit about it here off the air before we got started, and in my years as a player, as a coach, as a broadcaster, whatever, I had never had the opportunity to come to Fort Thomas Highlands. And I'm going to say on the air with 100% certainty, and this is by far one of the best setups for high school football, and the top ran as far as getting help, getting you where you need to go, working with you and taking care of you, hands down.
Yeah, I dealt with their athletics director, Wes Caldwell, earlier in the week, and I was thinking, boy, I've had an easier time getting into a Super Bowl than trying to go to this football game Friday night. I got up here and we found out why. Everything is laid out. Everything is ready. They met us, and as soon as we pulled up, the guy said, yes, you go right here and down there and park. We got out of our vehicle, and there was somebody waiting, and turned out to be the AD. And he pointed up at the top of the steps and said, the lady in the white hat's going to take care of you all. And we walked up the steps, and lo and behold, she introduced you to another lady who brought us to our accommodations. And I saw him. One guy said, I've got the officials. I saw another guy talking to the Pulaski crew about getting their equipment up here. They grabbed Pulaski's equipment, put it on gators, and brought it up the hill, because they are on a kind of a perch up here with a football field, and everything else is a little lower around them. But I second what Chris said. We have been treated like we belong here.
VIPs.
Like family.
Yes.
Well, maybe better than family. I don't know. Yeah. But our hats off to them. This is a beautiful place to watch a high school football game, and 2 good football teams tonight. And I expect that you're going to get to enjoy this one with us.
Yeah, this should be a barn burner. Both teams coming in, playing their best football right now. You know, Pulaski has, the last couple of weeks, have had all 3 phases of the game clicking, offensively, defensively, and special teams. You know, Highlands is on a little winning streak of their own. And, you know, we talked a little bit about it on the way up here. And, you know, I said that Highlands, I knew about the tradition-rich program, and that they had won a few state championships. I didn't realize that they had won 23.
Yeah, there's a bunch. And they're on a banner
right
down here in the far end zone.
And 28, they've been in 28 finals appearances. Yeah. So they've only lost 5 of those, but 23, and had a year where they won 4 straight.
They had a stretch there in the late 90s into the 2000s that all roads to a state championship found their way through Highlands there for a while. Pulaski came up here 2015 and brought a team up here that was down a couple scores at halftime, came back to beat Highlands in a game. I don't remember the exact numbers, but some of the folks from Fort Thomas Highlands media were telling us first time they had lost a home football game on this field in literally many, many, many years to a Kentucky team. And they had a couple down years by their standards.
But they were the defending state champions the year that Pulaski came up here and beat them and won the state title that year.
And They had a stretch there under Coach Mueller that they were penciling themselves into the championship game every year. That's just what they did. They were that good. They had a drop off after he left. They had a struggle a little bit. So what did they do? They went and got a guy named Coach Spire, who has over 300 wins in Kentucky high school football, had gone down to Georgia to one of the powerhouses down there. They lured him back to Highlands, and he's been here now. I think this is his 4th year, if I'm not mistaken. But he's up here now. So they do things right, meeting us, greeting us, taking care of us. They do things right on the football field, too. This is a good football program.
It is. And, if you look at the stats leaders in the state of Kentucky right now, you've got from Pulaski, you've got Kason Brock, who is in the top 10. He's number 4 in attempts, 7 in yardage, tied for 4th for touchdowns, and he averages as number 10. Highlands doesn't have that highly rated running back, but they've got 4 or 5 guys that are going to cause you some problems. Passing, Zach Anderson is number 9 in the state, 1,744 yards and 21 touchdowns. Highlands has a young man, Rio Littmer, who is 70% completion on the year, Mike. So very efficient, 2,199 yards with 27 touchdowns. Receiving, they have 2 receivers that are in the top 10 with 9 touchdowns, averaging about 73 yards a game. Pulaski has their own top 10 receiver in Harris Denmeyer, 12 touchdowns. You talked a little bit before about the kicking game.
They're special teams. You got this?
Logan Nickelman.
Yes.
49 for 49 on the season. He's 4 for 6 field goals. It's a pretty good kicking game. Bryson Mounts has had a pretty good, he's number 7 right now. Even after, a little rocky start, the young man has put it together and done some really good things. Now, here's where, if there's going to be a separation tonight, we talked a little bit about it, defensively. Pulaski has done some special things defensively, has some struggles against Woodford County, struggles against Corbin. Highlands has 15 forced fumbles on the year, has 14 of those recovered. They've got 14 interceptions as a team. They are number 2 in the state team scoring. They are scoring margin-wise right now. Highlands averages as the margin is 27 points a game. PC's is 21. Team defense, Highlands is number 1. PC's number 6. Two pretty good teams.
I was wondering if you was going to go around and close that with just no. That's good stuff, and it tells you that you've got 2 good football teams. Both of these teams like to run the football. Both of these teams can flat out throw the football if they need to throw it. Both defenses have stood up pretty well, and again, Highlands gave up a similar amount of points to Woodford County that Pulaski did, except Highlands put 50-some on the board against Woodford County, which, again, if you look at some of these scores, the team that comes up here tonight and can run the football, consistently run the football, will force the other team to play defense in the box, and both teams can throw it well enough to beat you on the perimeter. So it'll be interesting to see who can establish their will. Pulaski comes up here. If you follow any of these ratings or these bluegrass preps or caliber, whatever these people that do this stuff, if you follow them, Highlands is about an 8-1, 8-2 favorite, 80% to win this thing. I don't know that I would give Pulaski County quite that little bit of a respect. I think this is a little more of a 60-40 type game. Team that plays the best is going to win.
We're about 18 minutes from kickoff. Both teams have been out had already concluded their pregame warm-ups, and we'll have some pregame festivities going on here. But we'd like to thank Toyota of Somerset, our title sponsor, Ford Brothers Auctioneers, our presenting sponsor, and Buffalo Wings and Rings, who is normally our video game of the week. They are going to host our annual coaches show this Wednesday at Wings and Rings in Somerset from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Enjoy delicious food, drinks, and live interviews with all 8 local coaches. See our Facebook page for the schedule. You alluded to a little bit about the running game. The weather tonight is not by any means horrible.
Compared to what we thought it might have been?
Right. No precipitation in the forecast during the game. It is cool. You're going to be in the low 40s throughout the game. The wind is going to potentially be a factor, but nothing huge compared to what we thought. And like Mike, I think the team that establishes the run and holds on to the football, in coaches speak, turnovers is going to be a key to the game. And I know that you talked to Coach Burns earlier in the week, and we'll listen to him here in just a few minutes. But if you need new cabinets, the key is Whitest Cabinets. We value your business, offering friendly service and reliable products. Let our design experts turn your vision into reality. Visit us today at South 27 and Slate Branch Road. Whitest Cabinets, the key to your dream home. Mike, I know you talked to Coach Burns, and we've seen during the warm-ups, a couple of players that have been out the last couple of weeks that we should welcome back to the starting lineup. Gunnar Lovelace, you saw him out here warming up.
He
looked pretty
good.
Running around, doing look good. And then Decker Whelan, who we weren't real sure that he was going to be here in the game tonight, but he was out during warm-ups and looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think they're going to go all hands on deck tonight. And Coach Burns and I talked about it. He'll mention it, I think, maybe in our coaches show. But anyway, before or after he and I talked about it, to be in Week 13 and not have any catastrophic injuries, big injuries, season-ending injuries, I'll say, they've been blessed so far this year. Anderson missed a couple games.
Right. He's back.
But he's back, and somebody was asking this week, and I just made the comment, do y'all ever look at a scorebook or a box score or pay attention to anything? He's fine.
Right.
He's played the last 2 games, and he's looked pretty good.
So our starting lineups should be what we expect. The only, possible difference is going to be with Decker Whelan, how much that he will actually get to play. And then also you have Blake Taylor, who has stepped in as a starting center the last couple of games, and he will be your starting center. C.V. Hansford of Weichert Realtors Ford Brothers, a person you can trust when you're looking to sell your farm or commercial property. CV's experience as a successful realtor, business person, and farmer is invaluable when it comes to knowing how to get the most for your property, all the while helping you through a seamless and enjoyable transaction. For more information, give CV a call at 606-219-3274. That's CV Hansford at Weichert Realtors Ford Brothers. And the last one I've got falls into our injury report we just gave. Everybody is back that we are aware of. There's no other injuries that we know of. And so Dr. Jesse Pace and Dr. Patrick Jenkins of Lake Cumberland Orthopedics, sports medicine for athletes of all levels, from the weekend warrior to the professional. At Lake Cumberland Orthopedics, our goal is to get each patient back to the highest level of physical activity possible. We're proud to support local athletics by serving as team physicians for Lindsey Wilson College, Southwestern, Somerset, Pulaski, and Wayne County High Schools, and other athletes throughout the Lake Cumberland region.
I want to mention, while Chris is getting us set up here to do the coaches show, Somerset is at Prestonsburg tonight in a game that, if you believe in numbers, they should be okay. But you've got to play those games. And Southwestern is playing Cooper, and Cooper is the number 1 ranked team in 5A football, and they are not too far away from Fort Thomas Highlands, and they are one of the 2 losses that Fort Thomas Highlands has. And I'm going to try to call them Highlands because they don't necessarily add the Fort Thomas to their name. They're just Highlands. And Highlands has lost 2 football games, one to Cooper, and the other one was to Ryle, which is another school that's located not very far from us tonight. And those 2 losses, Ryle is still alive in the 6A playoffs. Cooper is the number 1 ranked team in the 5A playoffs. So if you wonder where, or if Highlands has played a representative schedule, the answer is yes. They do play a good schedule. They cross the river and play a couple games every year. If you've never been here, I'm just going to give you one brief description. They call it Highlands for a reason. We're on the high ground here at Fort Thomas, and The wind blows up here, I think, all the time, but I've been here 3 times and treated great all 3 times. But here's the story. It's been cold and windy every time I've been here. They're 3 for 3 in that one, partner.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So I think that I have it set up. Yeah, I may we'll see if I've gotten any better at this. I think we're ready for the coaches show. You sat down with Coach Burns this week and talked about the matchup tonight. So we're going to step out. We're going to listen to that. We're about 12 minutes away from kickoff. We come back. We'll get you ready for game time.
And we're still trying to get that hooked up. If you're coming, I got some good news and bad news. They have plenty of seating here. They've got a beautiful one side of the stadium. Looks like a small college stadium. Parking is not so good. It's mostly on the street and in some lots of some local churches and stuff. It would remind me of a UK football game without the parking lot around the stadium out there. You have got to park where you can. So if you're out there, somebody will help you find a spot to park. And when you get up here, it'll be worth the trip. The Highlands band is on the field. They are getting us ready. I'm trying to count heads on my officiating crew. I can't get them all in one spot, but I'm hoping we have it. Well, I see 6, so I'm guessing number 7's hiding somewhere. We're going to have a full crew, and you would hope that because of where we are. And if you follow this, followed us anyway, Highlands about 4,700 total yards, 46 and change through this part of the season. Pulaski County's at about 4,500 yards this part of the season. So there's not much difference in the offense of these two teams. Highlands 25-71 on the ground, Pulaski 21, or through the air, Pulaski 21-42, Pulaski 23-50 on the ground, Highlands 20-63. So really things are very close. The one area Chris touched on, the takeaways, Highlands defense has been far more effective at taking the football away from their opponents than they haven't been giving it away. Pulaski hasn't given it away a lot this year. They just haven't taken it away a lot.
You're good. Keep going.
Coach Burns, he mentioned the fact that they were coming up here with an attitude of playing a good football game, and I think they will do that. He said, we are trying to look at us and not at Highlands. He said, we cranked the music up this week. We got them ready for loud atmosphere. We convinced them that they belonged on the field, and he said, we're looking to come up here and play Pulaski County football. And if you're Highlands, they are looking to entertain Pulaski County and send them back toward the southern part of the state. But I will give you one more anecdotal thing that's pretty cool about our visit here to Highlands. They have a press box across the way that's on top of the stadium that's over there. And I'd say the top of it's conservatively 80 feet in the air or something like that. And we had an option to be on top of that press box tonight, but again, with the falling weather that was predicted, we imposed upon the AD here, Mr. Caldwell, and he was nice enough to put us in, and I don't know how to describe this. We are sitting in the library,
a suite
of Highlands. It is like being in a suite at a professional or a college football or basketball game. The field is literally, I could throw my pen if I opened the window and it would land on the field, not on the sidelines. That's how close we are. And we've got the full view of this and the place to ourselves. And it's heated and it's comfortable. And all I can say is when Mr. Caldwell said you guys can sit in the library if you want to, I think it'll work out well for you. That was the best tip I've received since somebody told me to bet on Secretariat back in 1973.
We're going to try this again.
Okay, go for it.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Travis Burns Show tonight. Coach, make a long trip in football weather to a place that's Pulaski's only been to 3 times in the history of this rivalry, and if you can call it that, they're 1-1. You come up here with not a lot of respect, I've noticed in some of the polls. You guys are wasting fuel coming up here, I think. But I know your football team's ready to play, and you're anxious to get a shot at Thomas Highlands.
Yeah, we're competitors, and we love challenges. And, like you said, we're not favored, but, like I told the kids that, your family and friends and people, we're going to find every excuse possible as to why we can't win this football game. And let's change that. And why can we win this football game and focus on that? Let's focus on the winning part.
I think that's a great attitude, Coach. If you look at these two football teams, both of them are 4,500, 4,600 yards of total offense. Both are very similar in passing yards and rushing yards. If you look at total offense, scoring defense is pretty close. I mean, these are two mirror football teams if you go by stats, which I know get you in trouble in some states. But your numbers stack up against their numbers, or theirs stack up against yours, might be a better way to say it.
Yeah, going into breaking down an opponent, we look at all those things. They're very even. Even when you break down the win-loss records of the two teams, the opponents that we've played, it's very similar.
Yes.
Not much difference in between the two. And we know that Highlands is going to be a great football team, and they're well coached. A coach that has over 300 wins and has been, not only winning here in Kentucky, but he went down to Georgia for a while and won there. And so, we're just excited for the opportunity to play in a region championship game.
You're back almost fully healthy at this time of the season. That's I guess a good thing to be able to say. But everybody online seemed to be all worried about your quarterback still not being able to play. I asked them, do they ever read a box score? Do they ever read the newspaper? Listen, Josh, there's nothing wrong with Zach Anderson right now.
No. Zach is playing well, and, if you look at, he hasn't – his numbers might be deceiving, but he really hasn't played. And, he went through that stint of being hurt. But in a lot of the games he's played in, we only played half the games.
6 times this year, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you all played half games.
Yeah, so Zach's fresh. He's ready to go. We're going to be relying on him to make plays in this game. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games.
You said it to me earlier in the season when the sun was shining. You said you got to be able to run the ball late in the season when the weather turns. The weather's turned. I think if you like real football weather, maybe we found some. But the team that can run the football tonight is going to have an advantage.
Yeah, when you get deep in the playoffs, it gets cold, it gets wet, the wind's howling. You got to be able to run the football and stop the run. And I think we're pretty good at that, and they're pretty good at it too. They kind of lean heavy on the run game. So, like you said, the team that does those things the best will win the game.
How much does the special teams part of the sport get emphasized when the wind blows and the weather's cold and the ball's hard to hang on to and it gets slippery and bad snaps and all the crazy? Special teams take on a whole new meaning, don't they?
Yeah, and not only that, but also just in the playoffs, when you're playing great teams, that's when special teams matters the most. Field position is the biggest part of it. When you can set up your offense on a short field, you're more likely to score. If you can pin the opposing offense deep, then they're less likely to score. So, and then, you can't, like you said, you can't be fumbling the ball. And if they fumble the ball or have a bad snap, we have to capitalize on those mistakes.
Highlands had a reputation for a long time up in northern Kentucky that they were kind of the 500-pound gorilla up there, and they won a lot of state championships. And then they fell into, I won't say some dark times, but they fell into some times where they were struggling like other people do. And they're still, they're in the process of getting that ship turned around, and they think state championships going in. I love that about you. You started saying right here, we're looking at, we're playing after Thanksgiving. That's our goal. So these are two schools that expect to win football games.
Yeah, having high expectations is not a bad thing.
Never.
It has never bothered me any. Pressure is a privilege. If you're in that seat where you're in a position where you need to get to the state championship, or that's the goal, and that, that's a great thing. That shows that the community cares. And like you said, Highlands, they went through some rough years, but they've, started to pick it back up and be the Highlands of old.
You have a whole lot of people on your staff that either played in that 2015 game or coached in that 2015 games. This is not going to be a new experience for most of them there. And you've coached up there. You mentioned to me that you beat them 38-0.
Yeah.
I wonder how many times that's happened.
Yeah, that was, I think 2020, it was during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
We went up there and played them, and, that was kind of on their downturn a little bit, and we had a lot of success. But like you said, a lot of the guys that were, either coaches or players were part of that 2015 team that went up there and won the game, and it's not a new experience, and but it don't really matter about us.
Exactly.
It's a new experience for the kids. So we've done all week trying to get them to prepare for the environment. We played our music really loud, so they have to communicate. We showed them some videos of the stadium and where we get dressed and this and that. Just trying to get them acclimated. Because that's one of our goals for this week is, it seems like in bigger games we kind of started slow, and we need to come out playing fast.
I know the answer, but I'm going to ask the question so for the people at home you can tell them. What are the keys for tonight?
Well, they're usually the same, but I think I think the first thing is, we always have to be physical, and that goes to running the football. We got to be able to run the football. We got to be able to stop the run, but we got to start fast. We can't, in bigger games this year, we've kind of gotten in a 2-touchdown, 3-touchdown hole, and then now we're having to climb back. So if we can start fast, it changes the dynamic of the game of doing that. We just got to be a team. When you go up and play in environments like at Highlands, you don't want to look outward at the lights and the music and the fans, and we want to look inward to us and focus on what we have to do to win that game. We do. We can't turn the ball over. We have to get a turnover and field position is going to be huge in this game.
I knew the answer.
We do. We can't turn the ball over. We have to.
Pulaski will receive the opening kick as we're just about ready to go. Highlands will move right to left. Pulaski will receive. It looks like Winston Ford is deep in the middle of the field. And Chris, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. The kickoff is going to be a high end-over-end kick that Ford has to run all the way up to the 20-yard line in field. He makes a man miss at the 30, gets all the way across the 35 up to the 40-yard line. So, again, Mike, you're going to have a 20-yard kickoff return, and that ball got up into the wind and kind of stalled out. And Pulaski is going to start what they have done most of the year in great starting field position.
Yeah, Coach Burns said we really need to start out with good field position. Well, okay, put a check mark by that one. Nice return by Winston Ford.
Yeah, that was one of those balls that had the potential to be dangerous because it got hung up in the wind. And give Winston some credit, he came and got it. And so Anderson will bring the offense out. Shotgun formation. Kaysen Brock off his right shoulder. He's going to hand it on a read option to Kaysen, and he's through the interior line and will pick up 10 yards on first down, and will be the initial first down of the game. And Mike, he got a nice little seam right between the center and guard and took it 10 yards up the field before he got hit.
Yeah, running behind the left side of that line. We've said that before. And Highlands started out in a four-man defense, four down. I'm anxious to see what defense they do try to play against Pulaski. They've got four down line.
Under center, I formation, Anderson looks to play action, trying to get Denmeyer, trying to take that big shot play early in the game, and just overthrew him just a little bit. And Highlands was back there in coverage, but they started out in press coverage and then had added help late.
Yeah, if the ball had been perfectly thrown, it probably would have, but again, it was a little bit overthrown. But Highlands recovered. That shows me they got a little bit of recovery speed in the back of this defense.
Yeah, and we talked about the kickoff going into the wind. Well,
that was with the wind.
Pulaski's offense is throwing with the wind, and that ball kind of floated a little bit. Back to the shotgun formation, handoff to Kaysen. Shotgun, and he may take this one to the house. He dances around, makes a couple of men miss. He's got one to beat. He's all the way in for a 49-yard touchdown run for Kaysen Brock. And, Mike, we talked about if Pulaski can get the running game going and have some success against this defense, it's going to be an interesting night.
Well, he broke the initial line of scrimmage, and I'm not sure what happened to the linebackers. I wish I had a replay, but once he got through the second level, he had enough speed to run off and leave the defense.
Yeah, you saw him make a little jump cut and make a linebacker miss, and then he was able to get all the way into the secondary untouched and then just outran the two safeties. And
Pulaski late getting a lineman out on the PAT team, but I think they still have plenty of time to get this worked out.
So Kaysen Brock has had 2 carries for 59 yards. Extra point attempt is up and good. And at the 11:03 mark on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard after the Citizens National Bank touchdown, 49-yard touchdown run by Kaysen Brock, the Maroons lead this one early, 7-0.
Not sure that Brock touched ground during the Rick Barker red zone down there. He showed good speed, and when we've talked about this, you mentioned it to me in the opening. You know, Brock's a weapon, and Fort Thomas Highlands has just found out that if you're going to play with not enough bodies in the box, maybe that's not the best decision right now.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Burns and you're the Pulaski faithful, I mean, the game could not have started.
If you're out wandering around and trying to find a place to park, and you're a Pulaski fan, and you're listening to us as you're coming in, Pulaski leads 7-0 on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. It'll be Idlewild to do the honors.
Idlewild will kick it off, and you've got a trio of Bluebirds back deep.
That's interesting.
Jackson Arnold, Gabe Williams, and Adam Surrey, and this is a short kick that's taken by the up man at about the 30-yard line, and the Bluebirds are going to have a good starting field position. Mm-hmm. Return of about 7. That was Jackson Roderick on the return, and so the Highlands offense will come out, and they will start their first possession of the night at their own 36-yard line.
Looking around to make sure that Lovelace is in the lineup. I don't know that I see him right now.
No, I don't either. Rio Littmer will open at quarterback, shotgun formation. He's going to send Surley in motion from left to right, and we have a flag that comes flying in very early.
False start.
Yeah, going to be a false start on the Bluebirds. So,
wow. At
least the first 1 minute and 1 second of this game has looked like a Pulaski home game.
Yeah, again, and Highlands, that's a mistake that, well, I'm waiting on the official. Yes, he's going to finally mark off the 5.
Yeah, they had talked about it, picked the ball up, so it will start off now from their own 31-yard line, 1st and 15. And Arnold will now start the motion, sends Surrey in motion, looks to pass, double move, looking for his receiver down here, the near sideline, and there's a flag that you're going to have. The pass was intended for Jackson Arnold. He's a little slow to get up here on the play. Will Adams was in coverage and doing a little bit of face guarding. There was some contact, and they are going to get the pass interference as Jackson Arnold is having trouble getting off the field right now.
Yeah, I didn't see that much contact at the end of that play. Must have landed funny. It looks like an upper arm, maybe shoulder.
I think an ankle.
An ankle, you think?
He's rolling, having trouble
I think
walking.
You're right.
I think he just rolled it there. So after the false start penalty on Highlands, pass interference, now you have 1st and 10, ball just short of midfield at the 49. Arnold will hand it off to his lead running back. That's going to be Jack White, and Jack's going to get across midfield into the Maroons territory at the 46-yard line. Be a gain of 6 on first down, brings up 2nd and 4.
It's unusual to be looking down on the markers.
Yeah, I know. Here in front of you, maybe a little bit harder to get you reads right off the bat, but I'll do the best we can. Leitmer brings a man in motion, sets him up there as an H-back, and handoff again given to Jack White. And Idlewine and Colton Kane, they're on the tackle. Short gain, give him 2 on 2nd down. Will bring up 3rd and 2. Ball sits at the 43-yard line. More of a power formation here with a wing back, and this is going to be a
Lorenzen
keeper. You have Jared Lorenzen's son. That's Taden Lorenzen, who checks into the game as kind of your wildcat running threat, and he will take the ball down to the 38-yard line where it will be 1st and 10 for the Bluebirds.
Not quite as big as his father, Jared, the hefty lefty, but a good-sized young man to play running back.
Yes, he is. Leitmer checks back in, shotgun formation.
Ball.
Bobbles the snap, goes right through his hands, and he has to go back and pick it up. And when he does, tries to get what he can get, but Colton Kane is in there to wrap him up for a short loss on the play. So 2nd and 11 now.
Most important thing, though, is he picked the football up cleanly because.
And it was a good snap.
It was.
It just went right through his hands.
Bounced it.
2 receivers split to the far side. He's going to bring one of them in motion here to the left side. He's going to try to set up the bubble screen out here to this same side. And Pulaski's defense does a great job of recovering because they had blockers out in front. Pass was complete to Arnold, so good to see him back in the game. But a great tackle there by Camden Denham. Came from his defensive tackle spot, Mike, and read it perfectly.
Somebody's been watching film. So they flooded this bubble screen out here, and Pulaski got a lot of bodies out here.
So gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 8 from the 36-yard line. Leitmer back to pass. Now he's flushed out, rolls to his right, looking for his receiver over there on the far sideline, and it's going to be pass is hauled in but incomplete, but there is a penalty flag.
Yeah, they're going to call
right where that happened.
Yeah, Pulaski's going to get called for their 2nd pass interference call, I'm afraid. Going to have a meeting.
Yeah, so right there where Leitmer tried to hit Lorenzen, there was maybe some contact. Leitmer led Lorenzen out of bounds and incomplete, and we're still having a long discussion. And they're going to wave it off. So
incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass. They're going to pick it up and say whatever happened over there was not enough to warrant a penalty, and we'll bring up 4th and 8. And with the wind situation way out of field goal range, and so the offense will stay on the field. Leitmer, same formation, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, drop straight back to the pass. He's got a man overthrown, and it's almost incomplete.
But it was 4th down. It's better for Pulaski that it is incomplete.
Yeah, and that ball sailed on Leitmer and was almost intercepted, but as Mike alluded to, a difference of about 25 yards in yardage because the ball was dropped.
So Ping processed all that in his head and said, I don't really need to catch this, right?
That's what we're going to go with.
That's what we're going with. And what's more importantly,
big stop.
Big stop, and Pulaski will send the offense back out. The offense ran 3 plays, 2 on the ground for 59 and 1 incomplete pass.
So
the officials are pointing at something.
Of the first quarter, Maroons lead 7-0. Anderson will go under center, tries to run a quick sweep to Ottawine off the left side, and he gets around the corner but gets hit immediately over there by Torrin Bryant and will be dropped for a gain of 1 on first down.
Looked good for a while, but wow, did he get submarined.
Yeah, they set that sweep up to the left side, and Ottawine had visions of getting around the corner, and out of nowhere, Torrin came in and stopped that immediately. So Anderson will go back under center as Brock will stay close to him. Denmeyer comes in motion from left to right. They hand it to Kaysen. He makes another man miss, running hard, and he's going to get across the 40 up to about the 41, give him a gain of 5, and we'll bring up 3rd and 5. So Kaysen early in this game.
You said something to me about Kaysen getting 100 yards. It'd be good for Pulaski tonight?
Yes, sir. I mean, if that young man can put up over the century mark against this defense, it's going to be well earned. Pulaski trying to get the hard count. Bluebirds showing pressure off the left side. Maroons have 2 receivers here, and Anderson will go that way. He gets
Boone Godby.
Boone Godby stands up and lets them know that it was a first down. He's going to pick up 8 on the pitch and catch, and it was just a comeback route and a little wide, but Boone went out and got it, and that's another first down for the Maroons.
He caught his first touchdown pass last week. He's starting to feel himself in this offense. You got to love the reaction.
Goes across midfield at the 49 of the Bluebirds. They're showing pressure again. Outside linebacker creeps up, and Anderson puts a woe on things. Here comes the pressure. Hand off to Brock off the right side. He's into the secondary again, Mike. He's going to get all the way across the 40 down to about the 32-yard line, and that's going to be a gain of about 16 on first down. And so here very early in this game, you know, we've talked about this offensive line and how well they have done opening holes, and so far, Kaysen is taking advantage of it.
This time he went right.
Made a little jump cut, and again, he was in the secondary before he even got touched.
That was a safety who put the first hand on him.
And if he misses him, he goes to the house again.
Yeah.
Godby comes in motion, stops, and goes back. Anderson looking to pass, throws it out to Brock in the flat. He's got all kinds of space. Blocker out in front, down the sideline, and he's going to get all the way down into the Rick Barker red zone inside the 10 at about the 6-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of about 30 on just a little swing pass to Kaysen out in the right flat. And there was no Bluebird out there to stop him.
So far, the Pulaski play calling has been spot on.
So they spot the ball at the 7-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal in the Rick Barker red zone. Clock winds down to 5 minutes. Ottawine goes in motion. Hand off to Brock. He tries to bounce back, but Bluebirds this time have seen enough of that, and they're going to stop Kaysen in the backfield for no gain, as the referee had to come running all the way over here to the near sideline as Cohen Finley and the Highlands cornerback were over off the field still going through blocking.
Yeah, you got to be careful down here because all that takes is one official to think it's too much, and you've taken yourself out of scoring position.
They gave Case a gain of 1.
They did.
So first and goal from the 6. Anderson takes the snap, rolls to his left. He tries to throw back way late over the middle and will fall incomplete. And I'm not exactly sure who he was intended for. You had Cohen Finley down there as well as Toby Wright, but neither one of them were really in the vicinity of the pass.
No, I think he had hoped to get around the edge with that roll, and that didn't happen. And then that late back over the middle against your body thing is one of my pet oaths. 3rd and 6, huge, huge play.
3rd and goal from the 6. Godby comes in motion from left to right, sets up here on the right side. Now Brock motions out of the backfield. Anderson looking to pass. He's looking for Brock in the corner, and a lot of contact there, but no flag. Falls incomplete, and will bring up 4th down, and Coach Burns will send on the kicking team to try to get the field goal.
12 weeks ago, would you have seen this?
No.
Okay.
But
Mr. Mounts has earned this honor.
He has, and this is going to be a 23-yarder, and it is with the wind.
Denmar to hold.
High snap, but he goes up and gets it, and kick is right down Broadway. And so at the 4:03 mark here of the opening quarter, the Maroons up 10-0.
Wow. Well, if you're Pulaski, you want nobody to ring a bell or anything right now. Don't wake me up. Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services, your mental health matters. Life's challenges can sometimes feel overwhelming, like a big game with no timetable. For 25 years, Entrust has been a trusted teammate, offering individual, family, and couples counseling, as well as case management services, all tailored to your unique needs. Our caring and experienced counselors will help you develop the skills and strategies to tackle your challenges head on. Entrust offers convenient in-home, in-office, telehealth, or in-school sessions so you can get the support you need. Pulaski will kick off. We want to thank the good folks at Entrust, Kelly and all the good people. But the officials are not playing around tonight.
No, they are ready to go. And Ethan Idlewine will put his foot to it, and it's a low line drive kick that will be fielded there by Adam Surley at about the 10-yard line. He starts up the middle, then tries to bounce it out left, and the Maroon special teams will have none of it.
The Maroon special teams are pretty special.
Jet McEwen there on the tackle. Braden Ping was there on the tackle. Colton Kane, Will Adams, all 4 of them made sure that Adam was not going to go any further. And so Highlands, their second possession of the game, will be at the 23-yard line. So a little different starting field position. Leitmer will stand in the backfield, and he has got Devin James back there with him. Off the left side, he gets stopped for no gain, and a flag came flying in almost immediately, and it is going to be a hold against Highlands. So 2 possessions, both possessions have started with a penalty against the Bluebirds, something that they're not typically accustomed to seeing.
No, and this crowd, the ones wearing blue, seem a bit stunned right now.
Now, they gave a hold, Mike, there, and they only moved the ball 3 yards.
They're going to move it a little more.
Okay,
I'm not sure they got 10 out of it yet.
But it was inside the 20, so I guess you get half the distance to the goal. So the ball will go to the 13, which is – no, the ball's at 23, so it should be 1st and 20.
We're good.
Leitmer back to pass. He finds his receiver out here in the near flat, uncovered, and that's Devin James, and Devin is going to take it up to about the 29, which will be just short, but it's going to be a gain of 18 on 1st down. And the Bluebirds are in a hurry. They're lined up, ready to go. Shotgun formation. Leitmer hands it off to Devin James off the right side, and he did not get 1st down.
He did not, I don't think.
No gain, and will bring – actually, he lost a couple of yards because it's 3rd and 4 from the 29. So Pulaski's defense has come to play this evening as well. Leitner takes the snap. He's looking back. Just a quick out pattern, and he and his receiver were not on the same page, and he got hit pretty good when he let it go, and it falls incomplete. Intended for Adam Surrey, and 2 possessions, a turnover on downs, and now
a punt into the wind.
And it's not just a breeze.
No, it's
gusting.
That's a good term for it, gusting.
And so Kason Brock and Cohen Finley will stand back at their own 40-yard line. Punter for the Bluebirds is Kel Harris, and he gets a punt off that Finley has to come running up and catch on the run, calls the fair catch. And, Mike, the story of the year for the Maroons in good field position, they will take over their 3rd possession of the night at the 43-yard line.
Well, you can tell the action of the football, that wind. That ball looked like it had a lot of leg under it, and it netted about 28 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood. So Pulaski, 3rd time, great field position. You've got 10 points. Can you parlay that into some more?
And they are going to send, well, they had 12 on the field, but they get them off. So you've got 3 receivers to the far side, Kaysen in the backfield with Anderson, and he gets up the middle again, Mike, and gets through pretty clean. He's going to pick up close to 5 on, or get him 4 on the carry, and will bring up 2nd and 6. So, again, the running game for the Maroons has proven to be very effective here in the first quarter.
And this field position is giving you the option to run whatever you want to run.
So same formation. Cohen Finley in at a tight end. 3 receivers split to the left side. Anderson will bring Brock from his left to his right side. Hand it to Kaysen going that way. Gets around the corner. Makes a man miss at the 50. He's down the sideline. Picks up a great block over there by Toby Wright. And Kaysen is going to take it all the way down. We have an injured player over there. Highlands player got blocked into the sideline and bent over the chair and equipment. So we've got an injury timeout. Try to get you the yardage when they get there. Go spot the ball at the 40.
Yeah, you got 13 or so out of that.
Yes.
Yes,
so,
he's at 98 unofficially on my chart.
So he's going to get
we're in the first quarter.
Yeah, he's going to get the 100 in the first quarter.
I want to thank Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships, the official photography sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports. And a big thank you to them for being our official photography sponsor in all sports. At Don Franklin, they work daily to provide their customers with the best possible experience. You can visit any one of their 5 Somerset locations or go on to Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships, where they treat you like family. Player is up and coming in our direction. That's
Hayden Haas.
Yes,
was an injured player, and he is, he's coming over under his own power, but he is slow moving. And they had a medical staff, Mike.
Keeps grabbing the head.
8 people come over there to check on Mr. Haas.
I'm all for that.
Yep.
You can never be too careful, but Pulaski's got it. 6 first downs already in the first quarter.
Ball at the 40-yard line, and they have flipped the formation. Now you have 3 receivers to the near side. Kaysen off the right into the secondary, makes a man miss and gets shoestrung tackle by the safety back there, but not before he picks up another first down, give him 11 on the carry, and the Maroons are threatening the Rick Barker red zone on their 3rd possession.
So far, Highlands just doesn't have an answer for that. It's between the guard and tackle, sometimes even the center and the guard on that side. And Pulaski's running at will right now.
So Idawine checks in as a blocking back. Kaysen takes the – no, Anderson keeps it himself, and
Whoops.
the Bluebirds were ready for that one, and that will go down as a loss of about 3 on first down and brings up 2nd and 13. Ball back to the 32-yard line. Clock, a very rapid or quick-moving first quarter, hits 1 minute.
Pulaski's got off 12 offensive snaps in this opening quarter.
But that's the first play that's even remotely was in negative yards.
Yes, they've thrown in 3 incomplete passes.
Play clock's down to 7, and Maroon's still getting set. Anderson looks to pass. He's back. He's trying to get Denmeyer, and again, throwing with the wind, he just overthrows it. But now Harris was well covered. He was bracketed.
Yes, he was dubbed.
So that will stop the clock at the 34-second mark and bring up 3rd down.
I was watching Finley at the top of the field or out to the far side. It looked like he was trying to put a double move on a corner, and I think that's where Anderson originally was looking. It just wasn't there. We've been blacked out.
We had a timeout here on the lights. We'll have to get that rectified here at the end of the quarter.
Had a timer on it.
So 3 receivers to the far side again. Finley's checked in now. Godby comes in motion from left to right. Anderson gets some pressure off the left side. He finds Brock over there in the flat, but he is going to be hit as soon as he catches it and dropped for a loss of 3. And the young man that made the tackle there, he comes running off the field. He looks like he may have a shoulder or collarbone situation. But I think Coach Burns is going to be content to let the clock run out here in the first quarter. So here on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, the Maroons out to a big advantage here early on, lead this one 10-0. And we'll be right back after this.
As parents, I feel like it's important that we teach our kids about financials, about budgeting, and about savings. We offer an e-student checking account and a GPA savings account. I immediately opened up both for my daughter. She has a debit card, which I am able to turn on and off with our mobile app because I'm also on the account. She has become more mindful of her spending, which is something that we want to teach her, is to be a mindful spender and to save as much as she can.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough This Smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
Out here in the real world, we spend too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward. And with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more. In less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
Never back. And we're back to begin the second quarter. Maroons will go for it, facing a 4th and 16 from the Bluebirds 35. But they are going into the wind now since they've switched sides. And Anderson's going to do a quick kick, Mike, that's going to go up in the air and is going to hit at about the 10-yard line and roll inside down to about the 7. So one of those little trickeration plays that does not allow the Bluebirds to set up a return and ends up doing exactly what you wanted it to do.
Perfectly executed by Anderson. That puts Highlands in the worst field position that they've had to start a drive. They've not had great field position.
Yep, so they will start from their own 7-yard line, and you see the offensive team saying, come on, Mr. Leitmer was late to get into the huddle. The play clock's already down to 5. He'll take the snap, give it to his running back who goes right up the middle. He is met by Brock, but not before he gets up to about the 8-yard line or so. Give him a gain of 6. And that was
White, I think.
Get you a number here in just a second, Mike. I couldn't see. He's got it wadded up. He gets another carry off the left side. This time, not near the success. That is Jack White. So he had the carry of 6 on first down. He's going to lose a yard on second down, and will bring up 3rd and 5. And so the right side of the Pulaski defense, led over there by Broderick Finley and Bryson Brown, as well as Ethan Idlewine, were there to stop that.
Stop here would be huge.
Twin receivers split both ways. And a quick, just a hook pattern to Lorenzen will be caught but brought down immediately, but he will get to the 21, so that will be a gain of about 8 on first down or third down, and will give the Bluebirds their first down of the drive.
Third first down of the game, but an important pickup there.
2 running backs in the backfield, and this ball is handed off to Adam Surrey, trying to sweep to his right side, and
Kane.
Will Adams does a great job of keeping contain out here and allows Colton Kane to come fly in from his linebacker spot, and will stop Surrey after a gain of about 2, brings up 2nd and 8.
Adams sealed the edge, and Kane brought the hammer.
Bluebirds will send 2 receivers to the far left side. He's got 2 to the near side. Lightmer is back to pass. He's looking down the field. He's got a man down there, but you have...
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe overthrown, but Adams is going to get called for his 2nd pass interference penalty. But, Mike, was it a good penalty? If he catches it, it's probably a touchdown.
If he catches it, it's 6.
So I'm going to, you give the young man credit. Hey, if I get beat, I'm going to drag him down. Let's give him the 15 yards, but let's not give him the 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah, the key to it is the move out here got him beat early. And I'm with you. The high school rules, 15 yards is all you can get out of a pass interference call. It beats 70.
And the referee crew,
they're struggling with math.
Has had a hard time with the yardage.
Math.
They've got the penalties. I don't fault them for what they've called, but they're struggling to get the ball down. But it will be 1st and 10, now up to the 39-yard line. As Lightmer will take the snap from the shotgun. Maroons bring pressure, but it's a screen set up, and the Bluebirds have a posse out in front of Gabe Williams, and Gabe is going to take it down the right sideline across midfield down to the 40, about the 39-yard line. So a gain of about 22 on the screen pass, and you saw the Pulaski defensive line break through. They just didn't realize they were getting set up.
That was well designed, well operated.
So Lightmer will fake it to Williams, throws it out in the left fat, little screen, looking for his man Adam Surrey, and he makes a man miss, and then I was going to go out of bounds and then come back, and he's going to get all the way down to about the 20, so that's going to be a gain of 19.
Yep.
Before he gets run out of bounds.
Surrey's got nice feet.
I think there was a blown coverage out there because he was wide open.
Yep. Nobody was honoring the slot receiver.
So 9:22 here in the second quarter. Maroons lead 10-0, but the Bluebirds threatening to go about 95 yards. Just a quick out pattern, and that ball is high, intended for Jackson Arnold, and falls incomplete. So
Arnold was open.
I mentioned in the preseason or pregame that Lightmer was throwing for about 70% on the season. He's not in top form here early in this game. I wonder if the wind is bothering him a little bit.
He's 4 out of 8. That's not 70%.
That'd be 50 by some standards.
Most places.
2nd and 10. Lightmer back to pass again, gets some pressure off the edge. He's looking for a receiver, and he will find Lorenzen in the end zone for a touchdown for the Bluebirds. 22?
20 is what I had.
Yeah, 20-yard touchdown pass, and that was a strike. That was just a skinny post as Lorenzen got behind the cornerback and in front of the safety.
95 yards.
In about 3.5 minutes, too.
Forget the run, turn the pass loose.
As Logan Nickelman on to attempt the PAT, and it is up and good. And so just like that, 9:13 mark of the second quarter, Highlands is on the board, and we have a new ball game. But the Maroons still lead this one on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard after the Citizens National Bank touchdown, 10-7.
Modern Systems, since 1979, Modern Systems has been protecting communities all across Kentucky, and are proud to be part of the communities they serve, committing time and sponsorship to numerous charities like Project 5810, Relay for Life, March of Dimes, Art Walk, local school programs, and many more. Modern Systems, your neighbor, your friends. They work 24/7 to protect the things that matter most to you. From home to business to schools and churches, let Modern Systems be your trusted name in security. I was going to tell you early, before that drive started, Highlands had been held to less than 25 yards of total offense in the opening quarter.
But that hadn't happened very often this year.
And that number just changed with that 95-yard drive. But no, in Highlands, you can just see they're back. If you're Pulaski, you got to answer that right now.
And so Kason Brock and Winston Ford will be set deep to take the kick from Nickelman, and it is a high boomer that Ford will take at his 5-yard line. He gets up across the 15, makes a man miss, will bring it up across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. We have a flag sitting back here at about the 42 of them, so probably a hold or illegal block. We'll wait and see what the call is. May take a little while to get it all sorted out.
And a personal foul against Pulaski County, I think, is what you're going to end up with. At least that's what the side judge here signaled to his partner.
Okay.
Now, whether that's that's my opinion.
So you've got 6 zebras that have had to converge to get this one sorted out. I'm not sure where the 7th one's even at, but we've got 6 congregated at the 23-yard line, and there's a whole lot of hand movements and gestures and verberations, and there's 2 fouls.
We have 2 fouls. That makes sense.
A hold and a blindside block, both against the Maroons. And so they're marking off both penalties, and that should not be the case either. I mean, they take the ball all the way back down inside the 15-yard line. So they got it ready. So 1st and 10 at the 14. Anderson comes out. Shotgun formation. He brings Idlewind all the way across the formation, hands to Brock, and again, Brock finds some running room in between the guards, not between the tackles.
No.
As they've got face masks tangled up, it looked like there to me, as he had to get unwound by a little help from the referees. But Kason will pick up about 7 on 1st down, brings up 2nd and 3. Ball's at the 21-yard line. Should put him over 100, right, Mike?
116.
And Pulaski shifts into an unbalanced line, hands it to Kason off the left side, and he just runs behind all those big bodies, and he's going to get up to about the 26, and that should be a gain of about, they'll give him 5, and that will be another 1st down for the Maroons.
You know, if you're Pulaski, you're going against a pretty stiff wind. If you can just grind out one of those 5 or 6 minute drives here.
Yeah, that would be
like excellent.
And Maroons will line back up. Anderson under center. Maroons shift unbalanced line to the right. Turns around and hands it off to Brock. And Kason just follows his blockers that way. He's not going to get near as much. Maybe only 1 on the carry. We'll bring it up 2nd and 9. And you go to a lot of high school stadiums and the clock operator is slow on the trigger.
This guy's pretty good.
I can't even look back in time, and he's already got the down and distance and yardage changed.
He's pretty good. I don't know if they got a special computer that they use or whatever, but
voice operated maybe.
Maybe.
Jeez, Pete. I mean,
could be.
So the Maroons show the unbalanced shift again to the left. And there's
Ball.
a bad snap that is going to be bobbled in the backfield, and Brock is trying to get back
the official
on top
says
of it.
Pulaski has it.
Yeah, the whole entire Highlands defense is saying they have it, but I saw
they lied.
Mr. Idlewild give a very emphatic signal that it's still Maroons' ball, but it goes down as a loss of 3 and moves the ball back to the 25 and brings up 3rd and 11. Clock winds under 7 minutes here in the second quarter.
There's that hiccup.
Back into the shotgun formation. Anderson rolls to his right. He's looking. He's got Godby down there, and Godby will corral it in at about the 39, and that will be enough for the first down, a gain of 14.
Godby had a little dance step at the end of that one for him.
Like you said, Boone is having a good game, and he's letting them know that, hey, this is what I do. So 1st and 10, big first down right there, Mike. That could have
huge.
So back under center, I formation. Kaysen has Idlewild as the lead blocker, and he follows Ethan off the left side, and he will get up to about the 41, which will be a gain of about 2 on first down. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, if you're Pulaski, though, that was a huge third down conversion,
really
because it keeps you one more first down. You might be in 4 down territory. And Godby made a great out cut, caught it over on the sidelines, did a little toe dance.
Caught it with his hands. You could see him show. Yep. 2nd and 8. And so the Bluebirds here have decided that they have seen enough of Mr. Brock on that little read option up the middle, and they brought the entire front 7 on the blitz, and Kaysen is going to be brought down for a loss of 2 on the play, and will bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, defenses can't just sit back and let you keep gashing them, and I wondered when they were going to start filling up gaps. Now, can you complete something over the top of the defense now that they brought the house?
Well, they've got 11 men within 6 yards of the ball.
They certainly do, and I see a timeout.
Yeah, Coach Burns is going to call his first timeout of the game, and that will be a Ron Shaw Realtor timeout. The name to know when your friends and family are buying or selling real estate is Ron Shaw with Weichert Realtors 4 Brothers. Ron has a long-standing history of community service and is a proud supporter of youth sports in the Lake Cumberland area. Ron truly cares for others and works hard for all his clients, no matter the size or value of the property they are selling. You can contact Ron Shaw at 606-271-0774 or email him at ronshaw45@gmail.com. That's Ron Shaw at Weichert Realtors 4 Brothers. So 5:33 on the clock here in the opening half. Maroons lead it 10-7. Rowdy Turpin CPA scoreboard. A big 3rd and 10 play here for the Maroons from their own 39-yard line, working into this wind that has been swirling all night. And Highlands is moving around, showing pressure. Maroons moving people all around. And Anderson looking for Godby down there. And there's all kinds of contact here.
Oh, my.
And that was a pass interference call against Will Adams that's not called here. And will go incomplete as the defender had a hold of Boone's right or left arm.
Yep.
And all kinds of contact.
Bring up 4th down, and sometimes you don't get a call, and that time Pulaski did not get the call.
No, and that was going to be a big play, but
well, the first down, the pass interference call.
So Idlewild will stand back at his 25. Bluebirds, 2 receivers back to get the punt, and this is a low kick that's going to be fielded on a hop there by Gabe Williams. He makes a man miss, but then he's corralled there by Finley and Denmeyer.
39 on the punt and no return.
Yeah, it was a dangerous field there.
Yeah, I can't believe he took that bounce.
Williams, and he made the initial tackler miss, but the Maroons defense, secondary or special teams, did a good job. So the Bluebirds here at the 5:13 mark, Mike, of the second quarter, trailing by 3, will start from their 24-yard line.
Cooper leads Southwestern 14-7, end of 1.
Lightmer, shotgun formation, drops straight back to pass. He's got his intended receiver. That's Surrey, just running an arrow route. He started, looked the out, and then came back to the middle, and he's going to pick up 6 on first down. And that's one of the toughest routes to defend.
Yep.
You show the out, and then plant your foot in the ground, and then go right back into the middle of the field. And Surrey was open. Lightmer found him on first down. Now Surrey will go in motion from right to left. They will hand it off to White right up the middle, and Jack White is going to get up to about the 38-yard line, gain of 8, and a first down for the Bluebirds.
Yep, the passing game is now
opened up,
loosened the running game a little.
Right. So Lightmer, they're fast-paced offense here now. Lightmer back to pass. It's just a quick passing short game by the Bluebirds as he finds Jackson Arnold on the quick out. Be a gain of 5. Tackled by Ethan Idlewine out there. Keeps him in bounds. Clock will continue to run down to the 4-minute mark here in the opening half. Lorenzen moves back into a tight formation. 2 receiver split to the far side. Surrey comes in motion. Fakes it to him and then gives it to White. And White right up the middle. And he's going to pick up close to 6. Up to just across midfield into Maroons territory at the 49. Another first down by the Bluebirds.
9th first down of the opening half.
3:33 on the clock. And Highlands ready to go. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Surrey comes in motion. The left tackle moves.
I got the call.
And here comes the flag. Yeah, is the umpire was trying to get his flag out, but the side judge or line judge threw it. And so that will be a 5-yard.
The bad thing about playing tackle without a tight end covering you, when you move, everybody can see
Everybody sees it.
There's no hiding that one.
So Highlands has went to the quick, short passing game.
Effectively, I might add.
Which has opened up the running game and has allowed them to take some shots down the field. And Maroons are in man coverage right now. And Lightmer's back to pass. He's looking for the big play. He's got a wide open receiver down there. I don't know what happened when coverage.
Finley got turned around.
Finley, got turned around, and that's Surrey again that will take it all the way down to about the 20-yard line, so a gain of 24. We'll spot it at the 19, so a gain of 26. And that was... It got Finley turned around, and then you mentioned it earlier. Surrey is fleet-footed. He just made a couple of jukes and miss.
Oh, yeah.
So 3 minutes, and the Bluebirds, as Lorenzen is checked in at quarterback, and he will run the read option, keep the ball off the left side. He'll make a man miss, but then gets corralled at about the 16-yard line, give him a gain of 3. We'll bring up 2nd and 7 as the Bluebirds will at least try to tie this game, but will try to take the lead, and they'll get the ball to begin the second half too, Mike.
First quarter was Pulaski's. This quarter has been Bluebird.
Lightmer, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Another questionable snap as he just tries to get rid of it, and intended for Surrey down at about the 7-yard line, but that was a tough pass and falls incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 7
8 of his last 10 is Littmer, so he has found his groove.
Picked up that 70%.
He's found that groove we were talking about.
Up to 80, so he was at 50, 80, so he's at about 70 right now, 65.
Yeah.
3rd and 7, Rick Barker red zone, 16-yard line, 2:19 on the clock. Lightmer back to pass. He's got time. He finds Surrey here in the right flat, and he is going to outrun the defender. No signal just yet. They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line, so a gain of 15. And we'll bring up 1st and goal from the 1.
Well,
and
a lot of this is just, as you said, the passes are 3 and 5 yard type passes. Everything's coming after catch.
But yeah, the yak.
Yes.
They are finding the receivers in space.
In space, in motion.
And right now, Lightmer has had no pressure on him. He will move under center. They will go to a full house backfield, hand it off to the first man through, and that's Devin James, and he is met right there and have no gain.
James,
loss of 1.
Yeah, James got nothing.
Yeah, as the Maroons defense stepped up, and it was just the first man through as the clock now winds down to about 1:15. And the Bluebirds, who were very, very quick with their offense down to this point, now have really slowed it down.
They're wanting to leave Pulaski nothing on the clock when they get through down here.
They'll line up in the same full house backfield. James, White, and Surrey. Hand off to Surrey off the right side, and he gets grabbed. Gunnar Lovelace was the first man there, but he's not able to get him in. And so at the 54-second mark of the second quarter, Highlands has their first lead of the game, 13-10, after the Citizens National Bank touchdown. And pending the extra point by Nickelman, looks to extend it to 4.
I won't jinx him. He's 50 out of 50 on the year, I think.
Oh, you gave him the dreaded
No, I don't
jinx.
think you can jinx this young man.
The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So Randall D. Turpin's CPA scoreboard, 54 seconds remaining before halftime. Highlands leads 14-10.
The Rex Restaurant in Nancy, Kentucky is the finest farm-to-table made from scratch from food right here in Pulaski County. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 8. The Rex, where we feed you good and treat you right. I can honestly say the food's good and the atmosphere's good, and they do treat you right. Keeping stats and the correct score is important to players, coaches, and fans. The same can be said about keeping your taxes and finances in order. For over 26 years, Randall D. Turpin, CPA, has been doing just that. If accounting's not your thing, let the pros at Randall D. Turpin, CPA, do it for you. Proud sponsor of the Randall D. Turpin Scoreboard, located on Parker's Mill Road in Somerset. Scoreboard says Bluebirds 14, Maroons 10, with 54 seconds to go in the opening half. Pulaski will receive the kick. Tale of two quarters, huh?
It is, and I was looking at some stats because Adam Surrey is the leading receiver by 1 reception and leading yardage by 21 yards. He now has 10 touchdowns. Kickoff is nobody there. Ball hits at about the 20-yard line and luckily goes out of bounds as the Maroons did not have anybody back.
I thought I was seeing things for a minute.
That could have been disastrous, but as it turns out, the Maroons will get the penalty and they will get the ball up at about the 35-yard line. It should be.
Yeah, it should be.
But Surrey, averaging 72 yards a game receiving, had 9 touchdowns coming in, and in the game, he has been the difference maker.
Well, he's got 66 yards already, but a lot of those have been with his feet. Besides, he's got a rushing touchdown.
Anderson, shotgun formation, Idlewind and Brock in the backfield, and Kaysen tries to get around the left edge. And the room that he had in the first quarter is just not there here in the second. They'll give him a gain of 2 on first down, be 2nd and 8. Ball's at the 37. Clock still runs as Pulaski is not in a huge hurry, loses about 10 seconds. Anderson looking to double move. Now he's going to get brought down. He's going to get sacked back at about the 28-yard line.
Is Highlands going to use a timeout?
I would make them kick it into the wind.
I think they will.
And the clock has stopped. And so I don't know if
somebody took a timeout.
Pulaski took their second timeout.
Wow.
So it goes down as a loss of 8 on the play, bring up 3rd and 16.
Don't understand that timeout because if it had been Highlands, I might have. But hopefully if you're Pulaski, whatever you run here, this is 3rd down. If you throw the football, you're going to leave Highlands with a full complement of timeouts. And I don't think you really want, the way this passing game is going right now, to give Littner much time at all on the clock.
No, and if you run the ball, you've got to get 16 yards. You force Highlands to call a timeout, but you don't get the first down.
Certainly.
If you throw it and incomplete, you're going to give Highlands about 15 seconds.
Yep.
But we'll see. So Anderson brings the offense out. He sends 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. He rolls to the right looking for the double move. He's got to be back there, but it's going to be intercepted by White, and he stays on his feet. He's going to go rumble back up the left sideline before he gets ran out across Maroons territory all the way down to about the 34-yard line, Mike. So 7 seconds on the clock. Highlands will have the ball 1st and 10 deep into Maroons territory at the 34.
Don't have the ability to see a replay. The other defender who was there was laying on the ground out of bounds.
Yes.
And White fell on top of him.
Stayed up.
Not real sure that technically that shouldn't have come back to where it was intercepted, but it's not.
So
huge.
Bluebirds will come out. They'll send 3 receivers to the wide side, the right side of the field, 1 to the left. Leitner is back to pass. He's looking. He's going to fire it.
Too tall?
Yeah, intended for his receiver over there. That's Jackson Arnold, and it will fall incomplete and will leave 3 seconds on the clock here before halftime. And if you're the Maroons, you need to get out of this without giving up any more yards or any more points.
Fortunate thing, the clock on the interception took so long that Highlands had not been able to use their timeouts.
So Ian Garahan checks in. Arnold will come off, and we will have a Ron Shaw Realtor timeout by the Bluebirds, their first of the half.
The name to know you, your friends or family are buying or selling real estate is Ron Shaw with Weichert Realtors Ford Brothers. Ron has a long-standing history of community service and a proud supporter of youth sports in the Lake Cumberland area. Ron truly cares for others and works hard for all his clients, no matter the size or value of the property they're selling. You can contact Ron at 606-271-0774. Email him at ronshaw45@gmail.com. That's Ron Shaw at Weichert Realtors Ford Brothers. Partner, I'm like you. If Pulaski gets out of this without giving up points, they will have dodged a bullet. They will be in a game 14-10 at halftime that they led 10-0. But if you give up a score here,
giving Highlands the ball back to begin the second quarter, but you said it a couple times. It has definitely been the tale of 2 quarters.
Without a doubt.
And so Leitner will come back out, shotgun formation. He's going to send 3 receivers to the wide side, which is the right side, 1 to the left. He drops back. He's got plenty of time. He's going to heave it towards the end zone, and it is going to be fought for down there in the end zone, waiting for the signal.
Well, the teams are headed
incomplete. Yeah, incomplete. So Leitner threw it about 45 yards in the air, and it will fall incomplete as the Bluebirds will take off the field. Pulaski's waiting. But here at halftime on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, the Maroons in a ball game had the 10-0 lead, allowed 2 scores by the Bluebirds. Trail 14-10 at half. We'll be back right after this.
Not everybody qualifies for a traditional mortgage. That's why the secondary market exists. It's there for down payment assistance, low down, no down payments, closing cost assistance, grant programs. Typically, there's no local point of contact for a secondary market loan. We're changing that whole process. That way, there's someone here to guide you through from application to clear to close and everything in between.
Best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag. Back and better than ever. Just $5.99. Mix and match any 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Any 2 plus fries and a drink, all just $5.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough This Smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
As parents, I feel like it's important that we teach our kids about financials, about budgeting, and about savings. We offer an e-student checking account and a GPA savings account. I immediately opened up both for my daughter. She has a debit card, which I am able to turn on and off with our mobile app because I'm also on the account. She has become more mindful of her spending, which is something that we want to teach her, is to be a mindful spender and to save as much as she can.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough This Smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
In the real world, we spend too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward, and with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more in less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
Here at Citizens National Bank, we still take pride in treating each and every customer like we would want to be treated. Our employees are here to help you navigate the confusing lending process and determine which type of home loan best suits you. Schedule an appointment today. We have highly qualified loan officers ready to serve you.
And welcome back to Toyota Somerset High School football, home of the Highlands High School Bluebirds, where we have had a very quick-moving, hour-long game in what has been an entertaining affair. It was dominated by the Maroons in the first quarter. The Bluebirds flipped the script in the second quarter and lead 14-10. Give you a quick scoring rundown, and then Mike's going to give you some team and individual stats. Pulaski wasted no time as Kason Brock, 57 seconds into the game at the 11:03 mark, took it 49 yards right up the middle and outran the secondary. And after the Mounts PAT, the Maroons would go on top 7-0. The Maroons would strike again after holding the Bluebirds on defense, would have to settle for a field goal, but Bryson Mounts would put it through the uprights 23 yards out to extend the lead to 10-0. Highlands would wake up in the second quarter, and at the 9:13 mark, Rio Leitmer would find Tayden Lorenzen for a 20-yard strike, and after the Nickelman PA team would cut the lead to 10-7. Highlands would then hold the ball, or not hold the ball, but they would again strike with 54 seconds remaining before halftime as Adam Surrey would take it in from 2 yards out, and after the Nickelman PAT would extend the lead to 14-10, and that's where we find ourselves here at halftime on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Mike, what do you got for us?
Well, I've got a tale of two quarters. I think we've worn that one out. Maybe we'll call it 50 Cent. I don't know, but Pulaski dominated the opening quarter on the ground. Highlands dominated the second quarter in the air. That's just pretty much it. Highlands, they can have 11 first downs, 13 offensive plays on the ground for 35 yards, 9 of 16 through the air for 140 yards. That's 29 offensive snaps for 175 yards. They were penalized 5 times for 40 yards, no turnovers for the Bluebirds for Pulaski County. 9 first downs in the opening half. They rushed it 18 times for 105 yards. A little misleading. There's some sack yardage factored into that. 18 times, 105 yards through the air. Anderson 4 of 11 for 49 yards. Total of 29 snaps, 154 yards. So Highland outgains Pulaski 21 yards in the opening half. They lead 14-10. Pulaski County 2 penalties for 30 yards. They fumbled it once, did recover that one. 1 interception, 1 turnover for Pulaski County. We'll go ahead if you want and do some individual stuff here. Highlands, White is their leading rusher on the game. 6 carries for 27 yards. Lorenzen has a couple carries for 8. And Surrey has 2 carries for 4 yards, one of those being a 2-yard touchdown. But through the air, Surrey has been the target. He's 66 yards on 4 catches. And of those 66 yards, I'm going to guess that 50 of them, close to anyway, have been after catch. Young man's pretty impressive. Arnold, 2 catches for 8. Lorenzen, 2 catches for 29. I'm thinking, was Lorenzen's touchdown a catch?
Yes.
Thank you. I thought I'd mess this up. But anyway, Lorenzen, 2 catches for 29 yards and a touchdown. Doubting yourself, Mike. James, 1 catch for 18. And I'm trying to I can't read my own writing. Number 20.
Number 20 is Gabe Williams.
I need to get that in here. Yeah, I saw him play on both sides of the ball and kick returns. So Gabe Williams had 1 catch for 22. We gave you Littmer through the air. Struggled early. Was at one time 1 of 4. Went on to put some pretty decent numbers on the board. Opening half, 9 out of 16 for 140 yards. Again, he's about a 70% completion passer, and he's not at 70, but the way he threw it in the second quarter, I can see how you can get the numbers like that. For Pulaski County, on the ground in an outstanding opening half, as Brock had 124 yards on 14 carries. I will point out on his first 9 carries, he netted 116 yards. On his next 6 carries, he netted 8 yards. So think about that. The running game got stopped. Ottawa had 1 carry for 1, and Anderson is credited with minus 14 on 3 sacks in the opening game. Brock had 2 catches for 27 yards. Godby had a couple catches for 22. As we gave you, Anderson through the air was 4 of 11 for 49 yards. That's pretty much the individual stats in the opening half. And again, a closely played game. I've got one memory that comes back. It might not change the outcome of this, but we saw a pass interference call in front of us on Boone Godby that was pretty blatant. And we had seen the same call on the other end that was pretty blatant against Finley. And they threw the flag against Finley, and they didn't throw it. And again, if they weren't mirror images, I'm not making this up. And again, did that change the outcome of the game? No, probably not. But again, the officials, I thought, did a pretty good job. They moved the game along. Their math wasn't too good when they started spotting penalties.
Right.
But the rest of it was pretty good. And again, a pretty good halftime. If you're Pulaski, you get on the bus, you ride up here, you're down 14-10 at the half. Everything's still on the table. The Highlands will get the opening kickoff in the second half. And my partner's writing some stuff down over here, so if he's going to share that with us, I'm going to go to him and let him share that with us. Have you got scores?
I do. So just from updates from the other games tonight, Southwestern traveled up to Cooper, and what was a close game early on, 14-7, the end of the first. Cooper has put on a scoring barrage here in the second, and just before halftime, lead 41-7.
Don't want to throw anything out there, but Cooper's got a quarterback that's thrown for like 900 touches. Now I'm making that up, but he's in the 50s in touchdown passes this year, so they've got a guy that can sling it.
And it did move to halftime, so 41-7 Cooper at halftime. In the other game, Somerset has traveled over to Prestonsburg, and they have a 10-point lead, 16-6 over Prestonsburg in that one.
That's an interesting football score, isn't it?
It is.
16-6. I mean, I know how you can get there, but anyway.
High-scoring slugging affair.
Yes, exactly. All three teams are on the road tonight. Again, Southwestern struggling a little bit. Pulaski's down here at the half. And Somerset, they made the, I don't know what it is, 140 or 50-mile trip up to Prestonsburg. And Josh and Michael made the 180 or 90-mile-an-hour trip, whatever it is, up here to go to Cooper tonight. And we made a similar voyage to Highlands. And these are all one-and-done games. I think we may have touched on that in the opening, but all the playoffs, once you get into the playoffs, and Kentucky and everybody just about does, by the time you get to this round, the players are getting small and the teams are getting really good. And we're just hoping that all three of our local teams can pull one out tonight. And Highlands will take the second half kickoff. I mentioned that. And Pulaski has got to make some adjustments in the defense. These short passing routes, these 3- and 5-yarders, to run to guys like Surrey, who look like he runs about a 4.5, 4.6 40.
He's quick.
But he's quick. You catch him in stride, he's hard to catch. And we proved down on the goal line he's hard to tackle. So he's pretty nice. He had a nice half, and I thought, when I first saw the first quarter out of Littmer, I thought, well, I've heard a lot about Littmer. I didn't see a whole lot.
Is it Littmer or Lightmer?
Lightmer. I don't know.
Okay. So
let's go with Lightmer.
Well, I mean, I just want to make sure we get the young man's name right.
I have no idea. So you've been saying Lightmer?
Yeah.
I'm going with Lightmer then.
All right. So stay tuned after the game where we will have the Alton Blakely Family Dealerships post-game show. We will try to give you an interview with Coach Burns. No promises, but if we don't, we will at least give you the Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game, the United Cumberland Bank Defensive Player of the Game, and the CAN Help Counseling Lineman of the Game. As a trusted SCL and Michelle P. waiver provider, CAN Help Case Management helps individuals with intellectual or developmental disabilities live independently in their communities. They strive to help clients increase independence, improving quality of life, and reduce caregiver burden. CAN Help Case Management is vital in helping these individuals thrive within our communities. If you or someone you know can benefit from SCL services, please give CAN a call today. Make your next event unforgettable with Sassy Spoon Catering. We specialize in crafting fresh, great-tasting food that will delight your guest. From elegant wedding receptions to dynamic corporate events, intimate parties to casual picnics, and productive business luncheons, Sassy Spoon Catering has the perfect menu to elevate your occasion. Let us handle the food so you can focus on the fun. Call Sassy Spoon Catering today and taste the difference. And we'd like to thank you for tuning in to another broadcast by Lake Cumberland Sports. We bring you live coverage of all your favorite local teams with over 100 broadcasts a year. Visit LakeCumberlandSports.com to see the full broadcast schedule and sort by your favorite team. Plus, follow us on Facebook and YouTube for the latest updates and highlights. Lake Cumberland Sports, your home for high school sports. Henderson Chiropractic, committed to relieving your pain using the true principles of chiropractic care. Their caring, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, or just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need for the results you want, that's Henderson Chiropractic. And one more, Mike, and we're going to take a little break and get set to bring you second half action. If you're tired of battling weeds and overgrown grass, Promo Lawn Service is here to tackle your yard so you can relax and enjoy it. We offer expert mowing, trimming, edging, hedge trimming, and even specialized yard treatments to keep your lawn looking its absolute best. Promo Lawn Service, your lawn's MVP. Call today for a free quote and experience the difference. And both teams are back on the field. We are at the 3-minute additional time to start the second half. As Mike mentioned, Highlands will get the opening kickoff to start the second half. We're going to step out for just a second. When we come back, we'll be ready to bring you second half action here from Highlands High School, where the Maroons trail 14-10.
Here at Citizens National Bank, we still take pride in treating each and every customer like we would want to be treated. Our employees are here to help you navigate the confusing lending process and determine which type of home loan best suits you. Schedule an appointment today. We have highly qualified loan officers ready to serve you.
Out here in the real world, we spend too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward, and with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more in less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
Best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag. Back and better than ever. Just $5.99. Mix and match any 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Any 2 plus fries and a drink, all just $5.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck.
And welcome back. We are comfortably located in the owner's box here at Highlands tonight as the athletics director saw fit to put us inside the library. And you all think, well, that's the first time Mike and Chris ever spent any quality time in the library. I'd beg to differ, but we were allowed to come in here. They have a glass-fronted library that faces the football complex. It's actually perfect. Well, not perfect, but it's really good. And we want to thank everybody here at Highlands. We have been treated well. Now, if Pulaski will maybe just get them to cooperate a little bit more on the football field and come away with a win, that would be sweet. But Highlands gets the football. Pulaski will be kicking into the wind to start this quarter.
So that, could be obviously beneficial. The Maroons will have the win in the fourth quarter.
Which is surprising.
And so you've seen it in games where teams going into the win have struggled. Pulaski had the ball in the first quarter. They didn't throw it a ton, but they utilized the wind. Highlands struggled, got the wind, and flipped the script.
Ottawa will do the honors, and Highlands will use the triple setbacks. They will have 3 deep backs, or 2 deep backs and an almost.
Yeah, Williams is back there, and it's going to be a short kick, but it is going to be taken on the run there by Gabe Williams, and he fights across the 30 up to almost near the 40-yard line. They'll spot him down at the 39-yard line, so a return of 19.
Nice return.
And we are underway here in the second half, as Highlands will go back to work, and the Maroons defense will look to make short work of that work. That was kind of redundant, but we'll.
I know what you meant.
So Maroons have switched their defense up. They're now 3 down linemen running a similar 34, looks like.
Looks like.
They bring Finley up. Surrey comes in motion from left to right, and Leitmer is just going to take it himself off the left side, and he is going to be hit there after a short gain. Is that Ping that came up?
It was.
Yeah, Ping comes up. and lays a lick on Lightmer, but not before he picks up 4 yards on first down. Will bring up 2nd and 6. So you saw the light box by the Maroons, and Lightmer calls his own number and takes it off the left side. Same defensive alignment, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and just a quick screen pass that is taken by Surrey out there. He sticks his left paw up in the air. A bad pass, but he's able to haul it in.
Oh, my.
And then shimmies down the left sideline, hurdles a man, will take it all the way down to the 43-yard line, give him a gain of 18. And so Surrey picks right up here in the second half where he left off in the first.
That was sweet.
Tough catch, great run. Lightmer back in the shotgun formation. Tries to get the Maroons to jump off sides, but it does not work. Now he goes up to the line of scrimmage, calls an audible, and will hand it off to Jack White up the middle, and he is brought down there on the play by Bryston Brown after a very short gain. They're going to say no gain, so bring up 2nd and 10.
Whatever Littmer,
whatever
Littmer checked into didn't work there.
So Gabe Williams checks in at running back, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. High snap that Lightmer controls. He's got plenty of time looking down that way, and good coverage, great throw, great catch. Football play that couldn't have been defended or ran any better, and it's going to be a catch by Lorenzen down to the 25-yard line.
Give him 18 on the catch.
18 on the passing catch. And again, I mean, just 3 good plays right there.
Yeah, that was just a football play.
First down, ball handed off to Williams. He probes the middle of the defense, has to bounce it out to the left side. He will get across the 25 down to about the 22, give him 3 on first down. So we are already under the 10-minute mark here in the second half. Highlands first possession and already threatening the Rick Barker red zone.
And with the win, they're maybe in field goal range already.
Right. Lightmer, shotgun formation. Again, plenty of time. He slings it out here into the right flat to Gabe Williams. Gabe's got blockers in front, and he will take it in 22 yards. And just like that, Highlands extends the 3-point lead out to 10, pending the extra point. And, Mike, whatever halftime adjustments were made by the defense didn't work as Highlands came back out and looked exactly like they did here in the first half.
Yeah, that drive, again, one incomplete pass in the middle of it, but the last 3 were spot on for about 50-plus yards. And Pulaski has got to find an answer because you get Williams in space. We just saw his feet.
Yeah.
Surrey has shown that he had pretty good wheels, and Williams is in that same class.
Nickelman's extra point is up and good. So at the 9:31 mark, Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard after the Citizens National Bank touchdown, Highlands leads it 21-10.
The Buffalo Wings and Rings Basketball Coaches Show, our annual show this Wednesday at Wings and Rings in Somerset from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Enjoy delicious food, drink, and live interviews with all 8 local coaches. See our Facebook page for the schedule. We thoroughly enjoy that evening down at Wings and Rings, and it gives us a chance to talk to some of the athletes and some of the coaches in a little more relaxed atmosphere. Once the season starts, you rarely get to speak to the kids or the players or the athletes, and Highlands is going to do the honors, and Pulaski has got stacked deep backs.
Denmeyer is back deep to receive the kick with Winston Ford this time. They stand back at the 5-yard line as Nickelman will approach it and put his foot to it. It is a line drive kick that Ford struggles with initially but does pick it up. He will bring it back across the 20. Ball came out, Mike, but
looked like he was down to me, what they say.
Well, we're waiting to see. A Highlands player is holding the ball, but no signal has been made.
I think Ford went to the ground cleanly. I don't think that's a fumble.
Yeah, they're going to say that he retained it. The ground caused the fumble, so he brings it back to the 19-yard line, and the 24-yard line. Return of about 14, and that's where the Maroons will start their first possession of the second half. Pistol formation. Brock in the backfield. He gets off the right tackle. He gets to the linebacker before he gets hit, but the room that he had in the first quarter is not there since. He'll pick up 3, but brings up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, once again, the seam that was there is not.
Anderson is going to have to complete some passes.
He is, and they can't all just be heaves.
Clock winds under 9 seconds. Pistol formation again. Kaysen takes the sweep off the right side. He'll get across the 30 to about the 32. He'll pick up 5 on second down. It will bring up 3rd and 2. But again, finding the sledding a little rougher here after the first quarter.
Yeah. Anderson Idlewild looking to the sidelines to get the play.
Denmeyer splits to the right side. Brock takes the handoff right up the middle. This time he finds some room.
Still grinding.
Yeah, really fighting for yardage. He'll get across the 40 up to about the 43. Give him 11 on 3rd down. So a tough run right there by Kaysen Brock. Another first down by the Maroons.
That was 3 yards of it was in a hole. The rest of it was just carrying people.
So 8 minutes on the clock. Pistol formation. Bluebirds showing pressure off of Anderson's left side, and they will woe things up. Look to the sideline. Change the play. 2 receivers here to the near side. Now Brock motions out of the backfield. Hand off to Idlewild. He's got some room off the right side. He gets upended just across midfield, but give him a gain of 8. Give him a gain of 9. Very close to first down yardage, but we'll bring up 2nd and 9. So first time Idlewild's had some room to run tonight.
I like what they did. They motioned somebody through the backfield, and the linebackers went with them.
Brock motioned out.
And when he did, Idlewild had an opening.
Same formation. This time hands it off to Kaysen off the left side. And Idlewild tries to get the block, but you see the Bluebirds, they have changed their philosophy, and they are scraping backers into the gap now, and Kaysen will lose 2 on second down and brings up 3rd and 5. Now back on their side of midfield. Ball spotted at the 48. A very quick moving third quarter, 6:42 as Anderson runs up to the line, changes the play, looks to set. Oh, it's
oh my!
He throws it to the defender. They had a swing pass set up, and Ethan Grimm stepped right in front of Kaysen Brock, picked it off, and he takes it 48 yards to the house. A pick 6 by the Bluebirds and extends the lead out to 27-10. 6:30 remaining here in the third quarter. Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard after the Citizens National Bank touchdown.
Wow, they've got a cannon, and they just said it. That's a backbreaker.
That is, and that's second interception by Anderson of the night. The first one was he was trying to make a play.
Into the half. Yeah.
The Bluebirds had just seen game film, realized and read what was going on the play, and Nickelman's extra point is up and through. So at the 6:30 mark here of the third quarter, Highlands has struck quickly twice, one offensively, one defensively, now lead by 18, 28-10.
CV Hansford of Walker Realtors Ford Brothers, a person you can trust when you're looking to sell your farm or commercial property. CV's experience as a successful realtor, business person, and farmer is invaluable when it comes to knowing how to get the most for your property, all the while helping you through a seamless and enjoyable transaction. For more information, give CV a call at 219-3274. That's C.V. Hansford at Weichert Realtors Ford Brothers. Wow, this opening, even though you said it was going by quickly, 2 scores already from Highlands, and you find yourself down 18 and you've put yourself in a situation where you don't get many chances. You're going to have to capitalize every time you get the football.
So the first 12 minutes of this game, Pulaski
owned it.
Now, for the next 18 minutes, it has been all Highlands.
It's been a whole lot of Bluebirds.
As Nickelman will approach it, put his foot to it. It's a high end-over-end kick that Denmeyer will take at the 15-yard line. Makes a stutter step, makes a man miss. Will take it across the 25 to about the 26, give him a return of 10. And so the excellent field position that the Maroons have found themselves in the entire playoffs and most of the year, and in the first quarter of this game, has turned on them, and they've started deeper in their own territory.
They haven't managed to get the ball in Denmeyer's hands on the offensive side of the football tonight.
And they've got single coverage out here on him right now. Anderson from the shotgun formation. Bluebirds show pressure. They bring it. Brock gets right up the middle, makes a few men miss. He's going to get all the way across the 40 up almost to midfield, give him close to
22. What do you think?
Well, no, they spotted this ball up to 49. Ball's at the 27.
Okay.
So you're right. So give him you're quicker math than I am. 22. I was having trouble with the referees with the
We're
math.
all right.
So big gain by Kaysen on
Brock
first down.
quit.
No.
163 on the game.
Shotgun formation. Idlewind goes in motion, hands it to Kaysen right up the middle again, and he fights forward for a few yards. Will get across midfield up to the Highlands 47-yard line, so give him a gain of 4 on first down. We'll bring up 2nd and 6. So this short.
And we've seen the defensive substitutions come back in. They've gone back to they had gone into a little bit more of a nickel coverage type situation. Now they're back with everybody.
And so Brock takes the handoff off the left side. He runs into the back of his blocker. He's still fighting for yardage. He'll get to the 40, give him a gain of 8, and that will be enough for another first down. So Kaysen Brock right now is putting the Maroons on his back, and he has brought the offense into Bluebirds territory. Clock winds under 5 minutes. Trailing by 18. And Bluebirds have 9 defenders in the box. And this time they're ready for Kaysen, as you got a pancake block down here on the Bluebirds as Connor Blevins drove his man all the way down.
Did you get a flag with it?
No flag. It was a clean block. Great
I'm
block.
just looking at the official. He's telling the coaching staff, hey, palms up, it's clean.
Yeah, the Highlands coaching staff is asking for a hold, and the referee is saying, hey, it's just a great block. And the Ethan Grimm, who is in there at linebacker, he just got what's that movie, Blindside?
Yeah.
He got driven about 15 yards down the field. But unfortunately, Kaysen was stopped for no gain.
Yep, got nothing.
And brings up 2nd and 10. Well, moves to the shotgun formation, moves Idlewind in motion. Anderson sticks it in the belly. He's got Godby down there, overthrows him, and the 3rd interception of the night by Anderson is Tyus McCarter, and McCarter's got one man to beat at the 50, makes him miss. He will get ran down, but not before he gets all the way down into Maroons territory at the 31-yard line. And Mike, the couple of drives that Pulaski had, and this one was favorable, Anderson stuck it in the gut of Kaysen, pulled it out, looking for Godby, and it sailed on him. 3rd interception of the night.
Certainly did. The last 3 times they put it in the air, it's been intercepted.
Yeah. So
Highlands has a short field to work with, and all the momentum that you can get.
throwing the ball into the wind, and it floated on him and stayed in the air and got over Boone's head. And Highlands back to work. Surrey comes in motion. Flag comes filing. We're going to have a false start on Highlands. And what has been a pretty clean ball game, a few penalties, but nothing egregious.
Highlands had one holding penalty, as I remember. Everything else has been a nickel and dimer. They've only got 6 for 45 yards. Pulaski's got 2 pass interference calls that added to theirs.
So same set, same formation. Surrey comes in motion. Lightmer looking that way, looking for a double move. He finally gets some pressure late, but then falls out of it. He finds his running back, who is just floated out into the left flat. That's Jack White, and he will take it all the way down to about the 27-yard line, which should be enough. Well, after the penalty yardage, with gain of 10, so we'll bring up 2nd and 5. But first time tonight that we've really seen Lightmer under any kind of distress, and he was able to float out, avoid the late pressure, find his running back who leaked out of the backfield. Now he will turn and give it to Jack White. He will kind of try to bounce around the left side, but he's going to be stopped for no gain on the play and bring up 3rd and 5. And if you're the Maroons, I don't know if there's a much bigger play in the game up to this point than this play right here.
Yep, and they'll have 22 in the slot, and it seems like when Lorenzen's been in the game, he's been part of the offense.
Lightmer has looked his way. Clock winds down to 3:25 here in the third quarter. And Lightmer, he's under some pressure, does a good job, steps up. He's looking down there, finds his man in the end zone. No, that's 17. That is Ian Garahan.
Sure it is.
So Garahan, who we've not called his name tonight, gets behind the secondary, and Highlands strikes again.
How far?
37.
Thank you.
On the pass completion. And so Lightmer, who started off slow, has found his rhythm. And at the 3:17 mark, after the Citizens National Bank touchdown, and now the Nickelman PAT, Highlands has outscored the Maroons 35-0 to take a 35-10 lead.
This bunch put 50+ on. I'm drawing a blank. Last week, the team
Woodford County.
Well, they put 50+ on Woodford County last week, and I wondered how in the world did they do that? Well, the quarter and a half, literally of a quarter, that since the start of the second quarter, this offense has been hitting on all cylinders, and Pulaski has helped them out. They've thrown a couple picks, and now if you're Pulaski, you got to find some way to take that last drive that had Brock moving the football down the field and parlay that into something positive. Yeah. If not, long night.
Well, somebody besides Case and Brock is going to have to make something happen.
Yep. And only 2 receivers have touched the football, and Brock's one of them.
So Nickelman put his foot to it, and it's a high end-over-end kick that Ford will take at his 5-yard line. He runs up the middle, bounces it off the right side, but he is going to be walloped right there at about the 20, and he will fall forward to about the 22-yard line, but that's where the Maroons will start over. Give him a return of 17, and the Maroons defense or offense will saunter back onto the field. Right now they look like a defeated team, Mike.
They do, and you've got to play through this.
And Brock, no, that's Idlewind, who shoots right up the middle. So what we've seen some success on that counter trap that the Maroons are running, that are opening that 0 gap up. And Idlewind will take it for 8 on first down. We'll bring up 2nd and 2. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. And, having to give Kaysen a little bit of a break. I mean, he's been the workhorse, but he's going to take it again. And there's that same trap play right up the middle, and he's going to get across the 35 to about the 36, give him a gain of 6 on 2nd down, and that will bring a first down for the Maroons. Clock is at 2 minutes and 30 seconds here in the third quarter. Need some kind of quick strike offense, but at the very least, needs to put points on the board.
Yep. I haven't scored since the opening quarter.
Anderson back to pass. He's looking for his receiver, and there comes
Flags
the flag.
everywhere.
Because, so Toby Wright was the intended receiver, and I saw that when he came off the line, and he was being held undressed the first 5 yards of the pattern.
So it could be holding.
Yeah.
It could be interference. We'll see.
I think we're going to get a holding on the defense, and that's what we are going to get, which will be a 10-yard penalty. And it's not an automatic first down, but it will be enough for the first down, as the ball will be moved up to the 46-yard line, and the Maroons will have 1st and 10 once the officials figure out the math again. They finally do and get it spotted.
Pulaski's here almost to midfield again. They've spent a lot of time here, second quarter and not beyond, but they can't finish a drive.
Idlewind from the slot goes in motion, hands to Brock up the middle. There was a nice gap there,
yes.
and he just keeps running. He's going to get across midfield, down into Highlands territory. Give him 13 on first down. And again, Kaysen Brock,
24 carries, 205 yards, and oh, by the way, 27 through the air. So,
young man is having a
monster.
Yes. Going to hand it to him again, right up the middle. And again, he's just patient. He's waiting for the blocks to develop, and he finds that gap, and he's going to get across the 40 down to the 36-yard line. Give him a gain of 5. We'll bring up 2nd and 5.
A sophomore, I might add.
Yeah. And you have to give the offensive line some credit, but that young man has been a workhorse. They'll give it to Idlewind, and he will get short yardage down across the 35 to the 34, give him a gain of 2 on 2nd down. And we'll bring up 3rd and 4, and Highlands substitutes a couple of fresh bodies on that defensive line as the Maroon offensive line putting in work here, but Anderson looking to pass. He rolls out. He's looking for Denmeyer out there, and he will find him down at about the 27-yard line. That should be a gain of 8 and enough for the first down. And again, Mike, that ball, normally we see Anderson with some zip on the ball, and this wind is affecting the passing game for the Maroons.
And again, the reason that pass got off is Brock got the block on the edge on the linebacker. But again, I'm with you. The ball had a flutter in it, and I'm sure the wind's the reason.
Highlands late to get a defender on, and this time they bring pressure off the left side. Hand off to Kaysen, and he is hit in the backfield and will be stopped for a loss of 2 on the play. And again, the Bluebirds brought pressure. Clock winds under 10 seconds, and I believe that will probably be the last play of the quarter as the Maroons are having trouble getting lined up, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter here from Highlands High School on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Highlands have extended their lead 35-10. We'll be right back after this.
As parents, I feel like it's important that we teach our kids about financials, about budgeting, and about savings. We offer an e-student checking account and a GPA savings account. I immediately opened up both for my daughter. She has a debit card, which I am able to turn on and off with our mobile app because I'm also on the account. She has become more mindful of her spending, which is something that we want to teach her, is to be a mindful spender and to save as much as she can.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
Out here in the real world, we spend too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now,
and we're going to have to cut the commercial short as the referees are ready to get this one underway.
They are double parked.
2nd and 11. Anderson from the shotgun looks to pass, double coverage, move, throws it up, and
which receiver was that to?
Well, it was intended for Godby. He had it in his basket in the end zone, but the cornerback was able to rip it away, Mike, and falls incomplete. But I'm like you. He had Denmeyer and Godby both out there. He threw it up. Godby gave a great effort, but was just not able to haul it in, and brings up 3rd and 11 at the Highlands 29-yard line. Anderson and Idlewind trying to get things worked out under center. Fakes it to Brock. He's looking. Little throwback to Denmeyer. Denmeyer gives a little push off, and he is going to bring it in, Mike. Touchdown for Denmeyer. 29 yards from Anderson to Harris Denmeyer. And he got away with an offensive pass interference, but that's what you teach your receivers to do. Create some space, and he did.
Our partner, Paul Wright, calls it every receiver in football now pushes off.
Yeah.
Every time. And Denmeyer did a nice job of it.
So the Maroons answer, first time they've scored since the opening quarter, and they will line up to go for 2.
Brock is in
19.
the shotgun.
Yeah, Wildcat formation. Kaysen will take the snap. He will go right up the middle, and he is right at the goal line and
still
waiting for a signal. And
yes,
they do give it to him. So a hard-fought 3 yards by Kaysen Brock, and at the 11:44 mark of the fourth quarter, Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, Citizens National Bank touchdown. The Maroons now trail 35-18.
Through the Rick Barker red zone.
Blew right through it.
Stressed, anxious, depressed. At Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services, we get your services started today. Entrust offers you the flexibility of providing you with counseling services in their office, on the phone, or through the computer. Give them a call, 606-676-0638, or visit their website at entrust-healthcare.com. At Entrust, your mental health matters. We also want to thank the Don Franklin Somerset family of dealerships, the official photography sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports. At Don Franklin, they work daily to provide their customers with the best possible experience. You can visit any one of their 5 Somerset locations, or go on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset family of dealerships, where they will treat you like family. Partner?
So 35-18. Do we see an onside kick here?
Well, you don't have a lot to lose.
No, I mean, 11:44.
Your normal kick-off team is a hands team to begin with, because they're all linebackers and receivers.
Down 17, and Idlewind will attempt the onside kick, and right now he's got it. I mean, it goes 10 yards.
The official is pointing as if it was touched
by Idlewind
too early.
And that's what looks like they're going to say. I mean, there was no Highlands receiver in the vicinity. And
I don't see how, because where they're standing, that's well beyond 10 yards. Highlands football.
Yeah, so they're going to say that Ethan, as he was trying to get to it, the ball came up and touched him, and so it will be illegal touching. back at the 45-yard line. So they're saying the ball only went 5 yards before Ethan touched it again.
Wow.
And so Highlands.
I bet they don't put that one on the big board.
Oh, no, there'll not be instant replay on that one. So,
but your good call. I mean, you called the onside kick, and they actually executed it pretty well, unless it did hit him at the 5-yard mark.
So Bluebirds set up in great starting field position, already in Maroons territory at the 45. Leitmer, who's had trouble with the snap a couple of times tonight, but luckily each time has been able to get back on top of it. And this one was off to his right. It hit the running back and kind of bounced back to him, but he was able to fall on it. But a big loss of 7. Back now inside their own territory at the 48, brings up 2nd and 17. Shotgun formation again. Leitmer looking to pass. Quick pass there to Lorenzen, and Gunnar Lovelace is there to try to corral him. It takes 3 Maroons, Finley and Braden Ping, there to bring him down, but they get the penalty yardage or the sack or the fumble yardage back. Brings up 3rd and 10 back into Maroons territory at the 40 or at the 45. And Highlands content to run a little clock.
Yeah, I think they would be very comfortable to run the ball and pick up a couple first downs and punt.
Sure. As Leitmer brings the offense to the line, 3 receivers to the right, bringing some pressure, and Highlands beats the pressure, and they find Surrey on the pass, and he weaves his way through the defense. He's down inside the 5, and he is going to take it in. 45-yard touchdown as Leitmer saw the pressure. They had the right play called, and Surrey, who was the man in the first half, I believe that's his first catch. No, it's not, but having a big game.
Second catch of the half.
So after the Maroons, 46, 45.
45, thank you.
As after the Maroons touchdown and 2-point conversion, Highlands quickly back with the score. And the Nickelman extra point into the wind is up and good. And at the 10:28 mark, 10:21 mark on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, Highlands blows through the Rick Barker red zone. Citizens National Bank touchdown, now lead 42-18.
Rick Barker, Godby Realty and Auction, names you know, names you can trust. Real estate and auction services for farm, commercial, residential, and personal. Godby Realty and Auction has 49 years experience in real estate and auction business, and we're ready to put that to work for you. Go online at godbyrealty.com for more information. In our post-game show on the Alton Blakely post-game show tonight, we will try to get an interview with Coach Burns. No promises because there's a lot of logistics up here that we've got to deal with. But Highlands is going to kick, and my partner gave you this second half has had a bunch of scoring going on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Pulaski, only one of them belongs to Pulaski.
Yeah, you had 24 points in the first half, 14-10 Highlands led. And here in the second half, you've had a barrage of Highlands scoring, one PC score. It's 42-18. Nickelman's kick into the wind is going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. And
whistles everywhere,
have,
whistles.
Offsides on the kicking team, so we'll give 5 yards back and make them kick it again.
Well, they blew it dead, which surprised me.
Offsides on a kicking team is a dead ball.
Is a dead ball. Yep. Thank you. I just learned something. Wait, let me see.
There you go.
Okay, get the book out. All right, I've been handed the book.
I don't know that rule is actually there, but
I trust you, okay?
Anyway, they don't put time back on the clock, but they did too. 10:21, which is correct. So Nickelman will now tee it up from his own 35, and he will advance on it, and it is a high end-over-end kick that Ford or Hines will take at the 15-yard line. He makes a man miss. Flag comes flying in from back in the backfield,
Yeah.
and we've got going to be a penalty on the Maroons. So the good return will be nullified as Ford took it back up to about the 35. It's going to be holding on the Maroons, and so they will be 1st and 10 from their 26-yard line when we get things settled here on the penalty.
Now, once again, pretty good field position, but it will not be used as the penalty. We'll put Pulaski back inside their own 30.
And Anderson comes out, shotgun formation, looking to pass. He's got some time. He's looking for Denmeyer. He's behind the secondary, and Harris will bring it in.
One.
And so that will go down as a 34-yard pass completion.
That's what I got. Yep.
As Harris was able to beat the defender, and Anderson put the ball up in the air. This time allowed the wind to carry the ball into Harris's hand. He had to make a nice adjustment.
He did.
The Maroons in a hurry. Anderson back to pass again, looking for the double move. He throws it down deep, and Godby is down there, and that will be the fourth interception of the night as the defender back there just playing center field. That's Gabe Williams, and it will be a touchback for the Bluebirds. And so at the 9:45 mark, this one is gotten out of hand. The Maroons giving their best effort, but Anderson having a rough night. That will be his 4th interception of the evening.
If you're Highlands, do you come out and try to throw over the top and grab one here, or do you just try to grind out and get this clock to go away?
I'm going to try to get the clock to go away and get out of here, but that's me. As Lightmer shotgun formation, and he's looking to pass, looking for a double move, and you called it, Mike, and Adams there in coverage, and a good coverage again by that young man, but a better pass and catch as Jackson Arnold will take it all the way up to across midfield to the 47, so a gain of 33 on first down, and you saw the double move. Adams was not fooled. He was right there, but again, just a better pass and catch. This time, Lightmer will hand it off and given to Devin James, and he ran into his own man.
James has just not had any fun on the ground tonight.
But they will give him a gain of 3. We'll bring up 2nd and 7. Ball's at the 44-yard line. Clock winds under 9 minutes.
We catch a break in a minute. I got a question for you.
All right. Lorenzen has checked in the game at quarterback. He will take it off the left side, looking for some room, and he will get down to
Well, Finley came out with a football.
Yeah.
Finley's still running with the football.
Well, they're going to say
Finley's
that
going to get a delay of game call, maybe.
Forward motion was stopped. Lorenzen is going
The officials are looking at each other saying, where's the football?
Yeah, well.
It's going to be a gain of
2. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 as Finley returns the ball to the referee. And he throws his hands up in the air. It's like, I took it. I had it, but not going to give him the strip fumble.
Got a 45, 55-yard sprint out of it.
So Lightmer will check back in at quarterback. He will fake it. Now looking to pass, and he's bobbling the ball. They're going to say he caught it, but that was not a completion. It's going to be just enough for first down. It'll be 7 yards, but Arnold, that's one of the plays, I'm looking directly down on it, and Arnold was still bobbling it, and they're going to say that he come down with it, and it will be enough for first down yardage, though. So 1st and 10 at the Maroons 35. Clock stops because Arnold went out of bounds. 7:44 on the game clock. Maroons bring pressure. Leitmer was looking for Arnold. Now he's just going to throw this one away. So Adams had the coverage. He was looking for Arnold again and throws it out of bounds, and will bring up 2nd and 10.
10 in a row completed prior to that, and that was a purposeful throwaway.
Yeah, just get rid of it.
My question, we've seen several really good quarterbacks this year. Where do you place Leitmer?
After the first quarter, I put him right up there at the top of what I've seen as far, and with the conditions.
Yep.
He has made some really good throws, and they've not just been short throws. Handoff here given to Jack White, and he is going to be hit in the backfield.
Some man named Kane.
Immediately, as Kane will bring him down, but he was hit initially by Connor Blevins and Bryston Brown, and they'll give him a short gain. Oh, short loss, I'm sorry. Loss of 1 will bring up 3rd and 11 at the Maroons' 36-yard line. Clock winds down to 7 minutes in the game. Leitmer fakes the handoff. Looking deep, he's got Arnold down there. Adams in coverage, and here comes another flag. And so Will is not had a whole lot of help coverage-wise, and there was a lot of contact, and they're going to get him for his 3rd pass interference of the evening. And that will result in a 15-yard penalty and enough for the first down after they get it all sorted out.
Yeah, Arnold got inside, and the throw was leading him away, and you got to give Adams credit. There's got to be a safety somewhere.
Right. I mean, he's been singled up.
But that got all the way into the middle of the field, and there wasn't anybody there.
Yeah, so I mean, you give Highlands credit. Their scheme and their routes, take the defenders out of the middle of the field. And Arnold, who is the widest receiver on this side, runs the post pattern.
And he's got a block of 30 yards in there to play in.
Right. So ball down at the 21, threatening the Rick Barker red zone. Clock sits at 6:58. Lorenzen is checked back in at quarterback. He will take the direct snap, run off to the left side, doesn't like the looks of that, and goes all the way back to the right side before he finally is brought down. After a gain of 5, we'll bring up 2nd and 5. And Highlands is content to.
Yeah, they're approaching 400 yards of total offense. In the first quarter, they had less than 25 yards of total offense.
So Lorenzen will stay in at quarterback. Play clock's under 10, so doing the right thing with the clockwise as the game clock will be under 6 after this play. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off this time, given to Devin James. And as you mentioned, James, who is the leading rusher coming in for the Bluebirds, has found the running rough. It's been all passing, and the Maroons' rush defense has stood up to the Highlands running attack. Give him a gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 3, and Leitmer checks back in. 2 tight ends set, full house backfield.
Short yardage.
Yeah. And
the
this left end here jumps. So you mentioned it earlier. Earlier you had the left tackle with nobody over it. Everybody saw it. Well, this time they're in a 2 tight end set.
And the tight end moved.
Right. So he couldn't uncover. And so you go from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. So if you have any shot that it's almost.
They're waiting around to get the players. I guess they're going to get a play called. They're headed toward 10 seconds on the play clock, and if not, they'll take a timeout here. No, they're going to go.
Right. The game clock is down close to under 5 minutes. Leitmer will take the snap with 1 on the clock. Oh, he looks to set up a screen.
That's a fumble.
And it just falls out of his hand, Mike. So, and Colton Kane is there to recover it. So Leitmer was looking to set up the screen, and it was set up. That was going to be a huge play, and he went back to throw it, and the ball just fell out of his hands.
I think he was so excited to get it into the screen situation because, as you said, it was well designed. Pulaski ready to go.
Be patient, he said, and the ball just slipped out of his hand. And with the weather conditions, I'm sure that ball's slick. But Anderson back to pass. This time finds Godby on a quick route across the 40 up to about the 42, give him a gain of 7 on first down. So 4:45 on the clock. Maroons trail this one 42-18. It's been all Highlands after the first quarter. Pulaski has scored once here in the second half, looking to score again. And Anderson looking to go deep. He finally checks it down to Brock. Brock gets across midfield, makes a couple of man miss. He's still weaving through the defense. He's going to get all the way down to about the 32-yard line.
I got him for 24 on the catch.
Yes, 24, and we have a injured Bluebird on the play, and we will have a stoppage here as they get set to or attend to that young man. At Intrust Healthcare Counseling Services, your mental health matters. Life's challenges can sometimes feel overwhelming, like a tough game with no timeouts. For 25 years, Intrust Healthcare has been a trusted teammate, offering individual, family, and couples counseling as well as case management services, all tailored to your unique needs. Our caring and experienced counselors will help you develop the skills and strategies to tackle your challenges head on. And before we can finish, the Maroons are back to play. Anderson drops back to pass, steps up. He's looking for Denmeyer, throws it up. Harris goes up, and we may have our fifth intercept. Nope, they're going to say incomplete as Harris went up for it. Back there in coverage was Tyus McCarter, and he just could not haul it in, but almost another interception. Clock's at 4:02. Maroons trail 42-18. Find themselves 2nd and 10 at the Highlands 33. Toby Wright split wide to the right. Finley, Denmeyer, and Godby left. Anderson rolls that way.
Missed him.
And looking for Cohen Finley and just overthrows him and falls incomplete. A little too tall for Cohen and will bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, they found a hole in the coverage as Finley was sort of lonesome down about the 25-yard line, but that one was a little tall.
So, if anything, that's the pass, that intermediate 10, 12 yards that the Maroons have not taken advantage of tonight. Shotgun formation. Godby comes in motion from left to right. Brock gets the handoff, stumbles in the backfield. He's going to pick up about 3 on 3rd down, and that will bring up 4th and 7. 3:45 remaining in the Maroon season. Trail this one by 24. 42-18. Anderson goes under center. Will fake it to Brock, roll to his right. Now he's flushed back to his left. He's looking down deep again, looking for pass intended down there for Toby Wright, and it will fall incomplete. And that should put the final touches on this one as turnover on downs. 3:20 on the clock. Bluebirds lead 42-18.
Well, Pulaski's had a nice season. They're going to end 8-5. They've got a whole lot of youngsters and not a whole lot of seniors on this team. And this will be a learning experience, and it will stick.
Lorenzen back in the game at quarterback. He will take it himself off the left side, and he is hit there by Idlewine and Finley and Gunnar Lovelace.
Gunnar Lovelace getting a few snaps in. He's one of the few seniors on this football team.
Yeah, and he has been a anchor
A
for
rock.
this defense, and he got hurt a couple of games ago. And as you said, good to see him back. Give Lorenzen 2 on first down, but I think Highlands they're finally content to let this one play out. 2:40 on the clock. Lorenzen will hand it to James, and Devin Devin James will fall across the 35 up to about the 36, give him a gain of 3.
That's what I got. He's got 5 yards on 5 carries tonight. Yeah. It's been tough sledding. Matter of fact, their leading rusher only has 26 yards.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the rushing defense for the Maroons has done their job. It's just been tough to stop this passing attack as clock winds under 2 minutes. Lorenzen takes it off left side. He is going to rumble and stumble up to about the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3. We'll bring up 4th and 2. And I would assume that they will go for it here. I don't know why you would want to punt it away. Clock's at 1:35. Coach Burns, no intentions of calling a timeout. And Lorenzen will stay in at quarterback. The Maroons showing pressure, get the hard count, and will get the 5-yard penalty on first down, and that will, for all intents and purposes, bring an end to this one as Maroons jump off sides. And so now the Bluebirds just have to take a couple of knees, and this one will be over, Mike.
Yeah, well, they have put a man back in safety.
Yes,
and you expect that this will be take a knee as the clock will run after the defensive penalty. And still 20 seconds on the clock. We're going to go down to about 45 seconds before this one is snapped. If the officials take their time, this could be the final play of the game. Well, they're going for it.
Now they're going to take, they've brought the what do you say, the Herschel Walker favorite play.
Yeah.
And that will be the first knee. And as you said, if they wait to spot this, and
they will.
And
good crew. I mean, they know.
There's no sense in doing anything else. So the Maroons will end their season, as you alluded to, 8-5 on the year. Highlands will improve to 11-2 and will advance to next week, and will face a winner yet to be determined. The other 2 local teams, scores that we can give you at the current time. Somerset has held on to defeat Prestonsburg, so they will advance 23-6 in that game. And Cooper, the last score we had on them was at the end of the third quarter. It was 48-7 over Southwestern. So Southwestern and PC will go down to defeat. And we're going to step out for just a minute. We come back, we'll give you a quick scoring recap. Mike will give you some final numbers, and then we will get out of here as well. But this is the Alton Blakely post-game show from Highlands High School, final 42-18.
At Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different ringing services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you.
Here to come in 175, here to come in 175, two. I $200 got it here to come in a quarter.
Like successful sports programs, putting together a successful auction takes a lot of planning, organization, attention to detail, and teamwork. And you need dedicated and committed people pulling together. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we've been successfully selling the country since 1965. Ford Brothers Auctioneers. Give us a call or visit us online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
And welcome back to the Alton Blakely post-game show, Toyota Somerset High School football, as the Maroons go down to the Highlands Bluebirds 42-18. Henderson Chiropractic, committed to relieving your pain using the true principles of chiropractic care. Their caring, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, or just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need for the results you want, that's Henderson Chiropractic. At Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services, your mental health matters. Life's challenges can sometimes feel overwhelming, like a tough game with no timeouts. For 25 years, Entrust Healthcare has been a trusted teammate offering individual, family, and couples counseling, as well as case management services, all tailored to your unique needs. Our caring and experienced counselors will help you develop the skills and strategies to tackle your challenges head-on. Entrust offers convenient in-home, in-office, telehealth, or in-school counseling sessions so you can get the support you need wherever you need it. Call Entrust today. To learn more, visit their website at entrust-healthcare.com. At Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services, your mental health matters. As Mike looks to finish up giving some individual numbers, I'll give you a quick scoring rundown. In the first half, we ended at 14-10, and in the second half, Highlands continued their ways. At one point, they had put up 35 unanswered against the Maroons to take a 35-10 lead. Started in the third quarter as Rio Lightmer found Gabe Williams for 24 yards out, and after the Nickelman PAT would extend the lead to 21-10. Continuing in the third quarter at the 6:30 mark, there would be a Anderson interception that would be taken back to the house for a pick six for the Bluebirds and would extend the lead out to 28-10. At 3:17 of the third quarter, Highlands would strike again as Lightmer would find Ian Garahan from 37 yards out, and the lead would balloon to 35-10. Scoring would not stop in the fourth quarter. Pulaski would finally get back into the scoring column as Zach Anderson would find Harris Denmeyer from 29 yards out. Brock would convert the two-point conversion, making the score 35-18. Highlands would score one more time at the 10:21 mark of the fourth quarter. Lightmer would find Adam Surrey from 45 yards out this time. Nickelman PAT would be good to make the score 42-18, and that is the final from Highlands High School tonight.
I'm getting ready to give some individuals and team stats. You got something else you need to read?
Well, if you're ready,
I am ready.
Ahead. If not, then if you're ready, go ahead.
I will go. If you'll go turn that big light back on,
I can do that.
It would be so much appreciated for a blind man. For the game, for Thomas Highlands, I had them with 16 first downs, 29 rushes for only 71 net yards, but through the air, Lightmer, 19 of 26 for 337 yards. That's 55 offensive snaps, excuse me. Can't read my own writing. 408 total yards of offense. For Pulaski County, 16 first downs, a like number on the game. They rushed the ball 34 times for a net of 217 yards. They threw the ball 9 of 21 for $127. That's 53 offensive snaps, 344 yards. So the offensive snaps, Highlands gets off 2 more snaps than Pulaski. the overall yardage, about 60 yards plus or minus for Highlands, but that's not how it shows up on the scoreboard as Highlands goes on to win this one large. It was 10-0. I know Chris gave you that at the end of the opening quarter. Pulaski County and Highlands' offense had netted less than 25 yards of total offense in the first quarter. They net 408 for the game. You do the math. The last three quarters had a whole lot of offense in it. For Highlands, their gifted quarterback, Lightmer, I think I gave you 19 of 26 for 337. Williams had a couple catches for 44 and a touchdown. Lorenzen had 4 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown. Arnold had 4 catches for 48 yards, and the big receiver on the night is Surrey had 129 yards receiving on 6 catches. Nothing much going on the ground. 26 net yards for White on 9 carries, and only 5 for James with 5 carries. Williams did have 1 carry for 23 yards. My partner has found something. Thank you. For Pulaski County, I don't know how we give out an award. Maybe we give it twice, but they were led in rushing by sophomore running back Caden Brock. 27 carries, for 211 yards. Ottawa had 4 carries for 20 in his final game as a Pulaski County Maroon. Through the air, Anderson was sacked 3 times for -14. Denmeyer had 3 catches for 71 and a touchdown. Brock had 51 yards receiving on 3 catches, so give him over 260 yards of total offense on the game. Godby had 3 catches for 29, and that will wrap up the passing individual stats for Pulaski County. As partner, first quarter, I don't think Pulaski could have scripted any better if you had let them draw up what was going to happen. Come out, get a stop, take the football, or come out, take the football, score, get a stop, go down, kick a field goal, go up 10-0, quarter runs out, and you look great. From that point on, Highlands outscored them. Let me see your final score.
42-18.
Well, 42-18. So they outscored Pulaski County 42-8 after that opening quarter.
Right.
And once again, for Highlands, they moved to 11-2 on the season, and I think the way the RPI looks, and boy, I dare not say this with any factual, they may get to only make a bus ride across the hill next week to Cooper, but we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. End of the line for Pulaski County this year, end of the line for Southwestern. I think you were giving some scores as I was doing a recap over here.
Yeah, Somerset will advance.
Somerset will move on, and they probably are headed to Owensboro Catholic next week from what I understand. But, again, don't quote me on any of that. Partner?
So
I don't know what to say other than it's been a good ride. I've had a lot of fun. And Case and Brock put on one heck of a show tonight behind that offensive line that did a whole lot of the work. But for the seniors on this Pulaski County football team, we wish you guys the best. We've enjoyed the ride with you. And for the youngsters and the coaching staff, we look forward to seeing this again next year. But for this time, except for the Briar Jumpers, everybody else's season will come to an end. And Wednesday night at Buffalo Wings and Rings, we will have our basketball coaches show. Beginning at 6:30, we'll have all 8 of the local coaches there for interviews, and everybody comes out and has a good time. That's a fun time. We get to interview the kids as well as the coaches, and they put it on the big screens, and everybody eats and has a good time. So come out and join them if you can. And you're still doing some numbers over there.
No, I'm ready. I was finishing up some things, and our hardware here on the Al Blakely post game show. I mean, Somerset Community College offensive player of the game, Case and Brock
has to be.
A sophomore year, and that young man put this team on his back, and over 200 yards rushing.
211, yes.
211, and over 20 carries. Kason Brock, our Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game. Our United Cumberland Bank Defensive Player of the Game, Colton Kane, had stepped in, as Gunnar Lovelace went down, and had a really good game, anchored this defensive front for the Maroons, and Colton Kane, our United Cumberland Bank Defensive Player of the Game. Our CAN Help Counseling Lineman of the Game, again, the defensive line held Highlands to limited rushing, but also the offensive line allowing Kason Brock to rush for over 200 yards. That you could give it to just about any one of them, but we saw a lot of times pulling tackle, leading blocker, doing some things. I'm going to go with Brady Hull as our CAN Help Lineman Counseling Service Lineman of the Game. And so that's all the hardware I've got before I sign off, before I let go. It has been a very enjoyable year. Got to see a lot of good football. This PC team under first-year head coach Travis Burns opened some eyes, really did some special things, and look forward to them to continue next year. But we couldn't do it without all of our sponsors: Toyota Somerset, Ford Brothers Auctioneers, Buffalo Wings and Rings, Whitest Cabinets, C.D. Hansford, Lake Cumberland Orthopedic Sports Medicine, Entrust Healthcare and Counseling Service, Don Franklin, Somerset Family of Dealerships, Modern Systems, Somerset Community College, Alton Blakely Family of Dealerships, Rick Barker and Gabi Realty and Auction, Citizens National Bank, Randall D. Turpin, Ron Shaw Realtor, Can Help Counseling Service, Sassy Spoon Catering, Lake Cumberland Sports, Henderson Chiropractic, and Promo Lawn Service. And a big thank you to Kevin Lloyd and everybody that helps us, do this each week. And with Mike, with you, it has been thoroughly enjoyable. Each week, we have a lot of fun. So look forward to it in basketball and again next year for football.
We're going to go out here and see if we can catch up with Coach Burns. If we can, we'll have a Facebook interview with him after a while. If not, this will be us signing off for the last time for football. As we said, basketball will start just around the corner. But Chris and I are going to take about a 2-hour and 45-minute leisurely drive home and enjoy ourselves coming home. And for all of y'all who've listened to us all season long, for the nice things you say, we appreciate it. We do it because we like to promote these kids or these young men. And I will say this: I've been around this game a long time. Kason Brock's effort tonight was in one of those categories of you just say wow, and where you just sometimes just have to step back and say he's a special young man, and Pulaski's got him for 2 more years. For the rest of the team, thank you for letting us play along. We'll see you guys in the spring. But until next time. This is for Chris and myself. One last time from Highlands High School, Pulaski season will come to an end, and we will see you on the hardwood.